Oh yes, it is time. Welcome all to the Champion of Renown semi-finals. We have two best of three semi-finals for you today, and they're going to be very hectic. It's going to be a grudge match on both sides. Up first, we have the legendary warriors, the mighty Hanadins and Razel, both of clan ODM, brother versus brother. And after this, we have Void versus Mofet. And from what I'm seeing of both those players, they have an almost twin-like ability to play just like each other. They both play very similar tactics, very similar factions. I'm really excited to see as well what new tactics they implement to get their way out of that one. It is, of course, going to be ultra fun. You must bring 3 Regiment Renowned units, as always. And the maps our players shall be playing on today will be Altdorf Outskirts and Iron Sand Desert. And if it goes to that third game, much like we've done throughout all the knockout stages of this tournament, or later stages of this tournament, we will have a mystery map designed to test our opponents or our players in as many ways as possible. Well, what's up? I'm super excited to be here right now. What's up, Ian? What's up, CJ? What's up, Torox? The Brass Bull, the mighty god himself, who's actually being featured a bucket ton in this tournament. Beastmen have been very popular, but not quite as popular as Chaos have been by far the most popular faction today. Let's have a little look. It looks like... Who picks some bands? You, my friend. Yes, whoever is the top bracket indeed. And it looks like Razel is going to be picking Beastmen and Dark Elves. Hanadins coming in with the VP, the Vampirates. Going to be a good counter to both those factions. I'm expecting Raziel to actually go the Dark Elves here. Beastmen can have a bit of a rough time sometimes against factions with mass amounts of fear and mass amounts of terror. So I'm expecting to see the Dark Elves, but you never know. You never know. May mix up, go Beastmen. Beastmen certainly don't fear anyone at the moment. Even matchups that are considered relatively, quote-unquote weak for them, they should be absolutely fine. Why, Ducky, thought of having an Italy, German, and Hungary in your group? Irrelevant? Oh, you're talking about football? Or something. I'm not sure. I don't know what you're talking about, CJ. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little unawares of what's going on there. It should be some good fun. So 2 best of 3s. It's gonna be a relatively short stream, probably about 2 hours, I'd expect. If these games go all the way, best of 3s tend to take roughly an hour, give or take a few minutes. So it should be some exciting stuff, though. We're gonna see some definitely top tier competitive games, and then tomorrow we have the 3rd place spot as well, which will be worth quite a lot of money. So these guys are playing for a prize pool of $1,200, which will be split between the top 4 players here, and these guys have all made it into that bracket. So tomorrow we have a fight for 3rd place, which is a best of 5, and then a best of 5 finals after that as well, at the same time as today, so 7 PM GMT. Going to be absolutely wild and crazy. And looks like Raziel is sticking with the Beastmen, maybe? No, he's going to wait for a couple of seconds. He's figuring out, plotting, scheming, which is just what he should do as well. Torox has joined LS, as in the clan Torox. In which case, congratulations, man. That's really cool. That's very cool indeed. That'd be very cool. They're a very cool clan. I've done a few clan wars against LS, I believe, with DBD, and also live streamed a few of them. So now that you're a new initiate, maybe we can do some kind of live stream where you get to play against some other clans or something in like a clan war situation. Looks like Razel is going to be going for Dark Elves, which is pretty awesome stuff. Dark Elves versus VP it shall be. No Beastmen today, unfortunately, which is a sad day, though the day is young. We will certainly see some Beastmen going deeper, I believe, into this tournament. But it shall be the Dark Elves, who do bring a bucket ton, in fact, an insane ton of long-range armor-piercing missiles to the battlefield to pierce the thick, crabbish shells of those really nasty rotten leviathans and so forth. And likewise, arrows in general are just really good up against VP. But there's a few things that, of course, the Dark Elves are going to have to take into consideration. One, the amazing amount of long-range dagger that the Vampirates can bring. In particular, those pesky gunnery wights. Double gunnery wight on Crab is certainly no joke. Even up against Marathi double Manticore, you shoot the Manticores from long range and they rampage down into the ground troops. It can be really risky running that. I think I'd like to see Raziel, or perhaps bring... I would go with a Sorceress Lord, I think, for him. Maybe on a Cold One mount, just keep it nice and simple. Bring like a Burning Head Fireball caster and just spam fireballs all day long. Or Amber Spear Manticore summon, something like that. And just bring it nice and cheap and go as wide as physically possible. And simply attempt to overwhelm the position of Hanadins. And Hanadins has to look out, obviously, and protect his backline where possible. There's also a good chance we could see a mass Witch Elf rush. Witch Elves are very scary indeed. Let me just quickly remind them. Remember, it is 3 ROR minimum. Just let them know that they need to bring the triple ROR. which I'm sure they remember. That's been the rule through the whole tournament, which has been actually rather lovely and sponsored this entire tournament. I'm just here, like, sitting back, you know, casting the games, having a good time. The whole thing that has actually been sponsored by Hass the Mighty, the original Hass man himself, the legend, the go-to, put up this prize pool today. He may be making an appearance in the finals tomorrow, maybe between games, because we are going to have another prize as well, actually, where the referees, myself, as well as Hass, will be voting for our favourite army in the tournament. So we're going back and looking at all the armies. And then you guys, the chat, will get to vote and decide who had the best army in the tournament. And that person will also receive a small prize, which is really cool, actually. So, not saying it has to be like a meme build, but just really fun stuff. So I think, off the top of my head, one of the people whose army has been put forward has been Krablin's Dwarf Army. I believe by logic, because it had double organ gun in, and he's a big fan of that. I think Hass put forward the Papa Palpatine's build with the Geltblom Terror. So I still need to pick mine. Wicked D still needs to pick his. Obviously waiting for these semi-finals, as we may have some good games as well to pick out from here and yeah, add into the selection. Let me quickly double check that I have actually advertised this in my Discord. I think I should have. Boo, 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 boo. Yes, I have. Awesome. Live now. Dope, 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 and we are ready to rumble. So I think Hanadin's is ready, just waiting on Razel, who can obviously take their time, plot and scheme, and get ready to overthrow the evil vampire forces. Looks like they're ready. Awesome, let's do this. Good luck, good luck and have fun to both players. Out of Outskirts is a awkward map as well. It's got kind of these like little rolling hills during the mid part of the battlefield, which can really mess up artillery and long-range firepower in general, but it's more likely to mess up the guns, I would argue, of VP, rather than the crossbows and arrows and so forth of the Dark Elves, and kind of loose those shots up and over into the enemy ranks far easier than the bullets can obviously penetrate a hill, which is a little bit problematic for them. Just a little bit problematic for them. Looks like Handins is ready. Raziel maybe just vibing a little bit. See if he's got any questions in Discord or anything. No, it looks like we're all good. We're all good to go. Good luck, have fun, lads. I'm really looking forward to these games. I mean, we started this tournament with 66 players, and now we're down to 4. It's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy it's come to that. Definitely looking to do some more of these tournaments in the future as well. I've really enjoyed this format in general. And obviously, as Total War Warhammer 3 is just on the horizon, might try and organise one of these big tournaments for the release of Warhammer 3. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of tournaments coming out around that time, though, and a lot of content in general for you guys, which is going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. I must admit, I watched the little Slanesh versus Nurgle like a battle thing they did today and uploaded to their YouTube, and it just gets me hyped every single time. The Nurglings like jumping onto people like the flood and infecting them is so freaking cool. It is so freaking cool. So here we are, the mighty fields of Altdorf. The humans cower in their walls here in their walled city, which in fairness does look pretty impenetrable, although it does always kind of irk me a little bit that it's got a roof on the wall, which maybe is like accurate or lore friendly, but like where are the archers going to shoot? Yeah, you have towers, but that's about it. Like you're not going to be able to defend your walls very easily. I suppose a siege tower might struggle to actually get over and in, I would guess. But nonetheless, it is still a rather impressive city. In the distance, you can see a glorious statue of Sigma right in the distance there as well. But these guys, unfortunately, are just awaiting their fate. Whichever evil force is victorious today, no doubt will be the ones who are allowed to sack Altdorf and enslave and kill and murder and do all the goodness that they tend to love. That Dark Elves in particular really do love raiding. Perhaps Sigma has brought the VP back from the dead to fight in the name of the living and help protect Altdorf. I don't know if that's going to go quite as planned or quite as he planned, but we'll have to wait and see as we do load in here. I was really bad for this little farm. Like, who lives here? Why have a little crappy farm just outside Altdorf? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're going to get raided and killed. Do you know how many times the capital gets attacked a year? It's like once a week. It's insane, so I feel like it'd be a bad place to live for sure. Anyway, here we go. We are loaded in, so let's have a little look at these builds. Pretty standard stuff, I would think. Coming in, oh, quite interesting, actually. So for the forces of Hanadins here and the mighty Vampirates, we do have Count Noctilus on foot, coming in with Raised Dead, Invocation Heck, and all the summons as you would expect, alongside the double Gunnery White. So this is very, very meta currently. You get Noctilus on foot, you can see him as well on his mighty Contraption of Death, but often you'll see him on foot just to make him tanky and spam summons, and allow the Gunnery Whites to dish out the pain. Lots of long-range damage, they can give each other ammunition as well, and they come with their glorious tier attack magical item as well. In the main battle line, it is going to be a bucket ton of zombie pirate deckhand polearms dotted all the way along, including the tide, so just cheap, cheerful chaff ready to bog down the enemy as much as possible. For the long-range contingent, we do have deck gunners, 1, 2, 3, and 4 deck gunners, 5 deck gunners, my god, there's a lot of long-range power, and these guys have some awesome range on them, I seem to remember. Let's have a little look. 245 range, that's very scary. They're going to be able to out-trade dark shards and the like simply due to the fact they can apply so much pressure early on. We then have 1, 2, 3, 4 units of sirens. You need to be very careful from burning heads and so forth, but hey, you got 4 units. You can bounce them around the battlefield and they're definitely going to be 1 or 2 problems for the opponent. We also have the Night Terrors, Regiment of Renowned Mongols, and the Lamprey's Revenge, Regiment of Renowned Rotten Prometheans, looking to bring the pain, one of the stickiest and most annoying units in the entire game due to their regeneration and 120 armor. Really fun build, very good competitive stuff, and this looks very, very good, this Dark Elf build as well. Quite Alfredino-like, actually. It's very similar to a build I saw him play earlier on in the tournament. We have a couple of Harpies up in the skies here for Azel, including the Crows of the Cane. We have Dark Riders in the front, and then a bucket ton of Bleak Swords. Look at this. Bleak Swords all the way along the front line, but backed up by a load of naked ladies. And who doesn't love naked ladies? We have Sisters of Slaughter on the flanks, with Sisters of Singing Doom and Witch Elves in the middle. That is going to rip and tear their way through rotten flesh very, very quickly. Not the nicest job in the world, but hey, someone's got to do it. We have the Slaash Harvesters, Doomfire Warlocks down on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Shades. And they are unfortunately basic Shades. You don't get to see the great weapons or dual wields in or anything cool like that, unfortunately. Cohen Dread Knights down in the bottom right. An interesting pick. 120 armor will be pierced by the deck gunners, but if they can get in and around those guns, they're going to cause so many problems. And up in the skies, we have a Supreme Sorceress of Fire taken to the air. I think I would have preferred to see her on a cold one. I think she would have been harder to actually take down. But she's coming with Burning Head, Flaming Sword of Rune, and Fireball, as well as Opal Amulet and Arcane Conduit. Very excited to see how these bad boys perform today. Feel like have fun. Man, clanmate v clanmate, brother v brother. It's very scary stuff. Very scary stuff. What's up, Quidin? How's it going? Hope you're all good in the hood. And Bailey as well. Hope you guys are all good. Quidin, I believe it was you who got in contact with me with a tournament idea for not too long after Christmas. I may be mistaken there. He's Howard got in touch with me, I think, with a tournament you wanted to put on. The VP are going to be marching forward now. You can see the crabs dragging their rotten bodies across the ground towards the enemy battle line. Those Gunny Whites can do a decent chunk of damage, and this is the problem for the Supreme Sorceress. She has to stay way, 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 way far back, because the Gunny Whites will pick her apart quite easily. She has basically no armor, so and not much HP, and likewise, no way to actually restore that HP. So the Gunny Whites are the biggest problem on the battlefield, I would think, though also the deck gunners in the middle are very problematic. We can see the Harpies starting to take to the flanks, getting ready to bomb dive the opponent where possible, and the VP just going to be repositioning a little bit, rotating their guns round, getting them ready to fire, and you can see they are going to start unleashing deathly bullets upon the enemy. I'm so used to seeing the Regiment Renowned ones, and they're awesome like blue streaks. It's kind of a little underwhelming in the end with the basic deck guns. They're just firing into Bleak Swords at the moment. Bleak Swords are quite happy to take shot after shot. They're shielded, they're cheap. It's what they were born to do, to die in the name of all that is evil. Now, Shades do open up on Gunnery Whites, which is a good play here. It does, however, reveal their position, and the Gunnery Whites can, of course, be healed up rather nicely by Count Noculus and the Invocation of Nehek. We can see one Harpy has already just started to leg it away, getting applied quite a lot of pressure there from the deck gunners as the Dark Elves do move in. Now, the front line's looking relatively healthy, though. Polearms are actually retreating backwards, closer to the guns, perhaps trying to bait in the enemy so the Sirens can push out, or maybe the Rotten Prometheans could do that instead. And this Gunnery White is getting lit on fire right now, and the Sisters are nearby rampaging. This is a disaster for Hanadins as the Gunnery White gets absolutely stuck in, and all the Shades are just going to delete this Gunnery White. We do get a lovely, lovely Scabbeth go down the line on the Witch Elves, but that is one dead Gunnery White. That is a huge boon straight out the gate here for Raziel. And in the back, we can see Dark Riders have been buffed up by Flaming Sword of Rune. Very good just for this right here, to kill Sirens. That magic attack is really going to help out, though the Lamprey's Revenge are nearby to support. The Harpies are swooping over. It seems like the Sisters of Sing and Doom are taking quite a pounding in the front. We're about to get a burning head, but good dodging here coming in by Hanadins. He's not going to fall for that trick, and he's going to fall back with the Sirens, who are rather swift across the ground. Crows of the Cane are diving in on top of the deck gunners, doing a decent amount of work here. The Gunnery Whites continue to apply decent pressure. Sisters of Slaughter vibing on the flanks, but all the Shades are still relatively healthy and active. I mean, they've taken decent damage in these two units, but the other two are really healthy. They are going to be needed to focus down the Lamprey's Revenge, though, because they can cause problems in the later stages of the game. We do have a load of Sister Slaughter and Dark Riders of Razel just vibing on this right-hand flank right now, but here they go. They're going to start pushing around. I'd like to see them hop on top of some of the Crabos and start to drag them down. Such as Harvesters doing a fantastic job as well. These bad boys do magic damage, a perfect counter to the Sirens here, and they're diving in on both of them. If they get off their little Soul Stealer as well, that's going to be really, really nasty stuff, and things are certainly going really well, I would argue, for the Dark Elves so far. We have Witch Elves starting to push through the front line, Sisters of Slaughter getting in there, Bleak Swords as well, and as all the arrows are starting to rain down on the Lamprey's Revenge, who are also currently eating a Word of Pain, making their melee attack a rather pathetic 8. Sisters of Slaughter are going to continue to hound and harass, and the Dark Elves are pushing so aggressively right now. In the back line, Snatch Harvesters do receive the blessing of a flaming Sword of Ruin. They raise their blades now aloft with fire, and they are carving their way through the Sirens, really dumpstering the magical ladies. Big Fat Burning Head does go down. The Supreme Sorceress trying to do it to get herself out of trouble, as she has been pinned in now by the Sirens. There's going to be enough, though, to kill the entire unit. Really lovely play. Lamprey's Revenge is starting to get whittled down as well. The Dark Elves feel like crab tonight, and that is not going well, unfortunately, for the Crabos. And it does look like the Dark Elves shall reign supreme. Hanadin still has some Sirens on this right-hand flank, and Count Noctis is very healthy. You never count out the Vampirates when they have Count Noctis left alive, but his entire army is gone, and he's soon to be rampaging. Bleak Swords are just carving a bloody path right now through some of the remaining units. We do get a lovely Invocation Heck go down on the Night Terrors, but Army Losses kicks in, and that is going to be GG and well played. Raziel, or Razel I should say. I always say your name wrong, I kind of add too much to it, but Razel shall be claiming the first game here in this best of 3 semi-final. 1 foot in the finals, looking very good in that first performance. Is this live or replays? It is live, Rusty. It is very live. Torox cheering for VP. Well, the VP, unfortunately, did eventually go down there. You can see the Lamprey's Revenge got only 360 damage value, Night Terror's 790, and the key units of these glorious deck gunners, 420, 289, 426, 496, and 237. Nothing too crazy there. As for the Sirens, they got 276, 2932. Oh my god, yeah, it's bad across the board, unfortunately, for the VP. Very low hundreds for all of the damage value. Gunnery White's only 69 damage value. At least he had a good time in his short life, and 487. Count Noctis trying to carry the day here with 1187 damage value. Nothing too crazy. As for Razel here, Supreme Sorceress, 446 damage value. Not doing crazy work, just a big burning head now and again to clear out the Sirens. It really came down just to the absolute waft of enemies flooding into the enemy. So the Bleak Swords across the board, big kills, 87, 34, 54, 49. The damage value is, of course, pitiful, but hey, it does not matter. As long as you get rid of the enemy chaff, you can get in there on the juicy targets. Witch Elves got 130 kills and 58 damage value, again in the low hundreds. Sisters of Slaughter doing a little bit better, 591 damage value, 958 with 38 and 83 kills apiece. But again, all of this top half here just for killing chaff. Just get rid of it, allow the Shades to dish out the pain, and they themselves did a really solid job. 22 kills, 993 damage value, 943, 874, and 1,827. Shades MVP here for sure, and I think they are honestly a must-pick up against the Vampire Coast. Dark Riders got 300 value and 170, so nothing crazy. The Cold Dread Knights got completely forgotten, 0 value. The disrespect to these Dread Knights, the absolute disrespect that I'm not going to be bringing. I'm not even going to use them. I'm going to leave them in reserve. Nearly 2,000 damage on the Slashers Harvesters. My god. So much damage done by them. I mean, their magic attacks really helped deal with the Sirens. Lovely play there. Harpies got 700 and 1,000 damage value apiece. Good backline harass all the way round. So let's go over to Iron Sand Desert. GG. Next game, I will go Beastmen and Dark Elves. Oh no! Aladin's is also picking Beastmen and Dark Elves. Dark Elves very, very popular right now. Very popular. Did Marathi do something with her hair? She looks different. Indeed, indeed. Now I'm ready with my candy. Oh, hell yeah. What's up as well? What's up, Tiago? Rev now, as well as Sonic the Hedgehog. I've seen your trailer for your next movie, Sonic. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good indeed. Yes, the 2v2 tournament. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I can do it, Quiden. Because of the timing, I might not actually be in London, where like my PC and stuff is for the tournament. I love the idea of the tournament, for sure. I'm really excited about it, but it's one of those things. I'm actually traveling home for Christmas. I'm not sure yet on when I'm going to be returning. So you guys, eat up the live streams now. I've got a live stream today, live stream Friday, live stream Monday, and then we'll probably do on Wednesday, because I'm going to be going home Thursday for probably like maybe about a week. It's hard to tell at the moment. I'm not sure. Dark Elves are hard to beat for Beastmen. Probably why they are popular. Yeah, Dark Elves have like surged in popularity recently. They've really surged. Well, Razel's going Beastmen. So he's like, bring it on. Dark Elves. Dark Elves v Beastmen it's going to be. Let's update the scoreboard quickly. So, It is 1-0 so far. Paladins on the back ropes a little bit. They can certainly strike back though. They've got plenty of potential here as we do go into game 2. Dark Elves again. Beastmen making their appointment. What's up, Caradork? How's it going, champion? Hope you're all good in the hood. Good to see you here, man. Yeah, you've just missed the first game, so we're going into the second game of the first best of 3. Hopefully it goes all the way so we get as many games as possible. After this, we will have a Void versus Mofid. As I said at the start of the stream, both those players have really, really similar playstyles. Like, they play almost identical tactics, identical factions. So it's going to be kind of crazy to see how they come up against each other. It's going to be like that Spider-Man meme all over again. I'm really looking forward to that semi-final as well. But up first, it's brother v brother. ODM versus ODM. You were the chosen one. You were the chosen one, Hanadins. How could you do this? Squadron is hard to chop down, for sure. For sure. I mean, I guess Centaurs and stuff can pin them in place with the help of Chaos Warhounds, but... particularly the poison ones, but of course with a good Dark Elf micro, it can be pretty tricky to catch those pesky chariots. I feel your pain as a Lizman player. Squadron of chariots are a bit of a bane of my existence alongside you, Shopty. Hanadins is ready to rumble. Love to see it. Love to see it. Just waiting on the Maestro himself. You were here to support Void today? You're backing your boy? Yeah, it's going to be Void versus Mofit, and then Caradork, he will be playing again regardless of the result. Tomorrow, because we have the third place playoffs and then also the final as well. So plenty of good games. That's going to be at 7 p.m. tomorrow as well. So make sure to check that out. But what do I like in this matchup in particular? I mean, I don't play Beastmen or Dark Elves that much. I played quite a lot of Beastmen on release just because they were very fun and brand new and fresh to play. But it's not that type of faction that I go for like traditionally. I'm definitely expecting to see Taurox and a Gorbel, though. They're very good at beating down Manticores quite comfortably, and can even do a decent job on Marathi. As for Hanadins, I am expecting Marathi this time. Apparently Large, again, does allow her to duel against some of the bigger creatures. Soul Sealer as well is just so powerful. And probably triple Squadron of Chariots could be nice. You need to have a defensive pocket, though, to fall back into, or at least some fast mobile cavalry, because those Hounds and Centaurs will eventually catch you and run you down. Beastmen and Centaurs so powerful at the moment. And we could see a big infantry push coming in from the Beastmen as well, just looking to overwhelm the Dark Elves. As for cost blows, Beastmen tend to overperform against factions like Dark Elves and High Elves in that frontline infantry fight when we see Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, and so on, because we're so unlikely to see Hargniff Executioners, Blackguard, and Nagron due to the presence of Centaurs with throwing axes. Now, because this is Ultra Funds, and because you have to have the free Regiment of Renown, there is a chance that the Beastmen may be bringing a Cygor. The Eye of Morslib. Very good. Seemed very common so far as well in the tournament. And that can mix things up pretty large for the Dark Elves. Unless, of course, they've gone Bolt Throws themselves. But that's quite risky against the Beastmen, who are a very, very talented Swarm faction. Squadron of Chariots are the best unit except Marathi in the roster. So Beastmen not only have not the only one faction to struggle. Yeah, no, Dark Elves are very good, man. Like, it's kind of funny. For the longest time, people always told me Dark Elves are really bad. And people are like, oh yeah, the Dark Elves are like the worst faction in the game, or one of the worst factions in the game. And nothing really changed for them. Like, they're still basically the same faction they were when people complained about it. But now everyone's like, Dark Elves OP. So it's kind of funny how the meta just switches and changes. Maybe they just suit the meta currently, or maybe they're just good against the factions who are quote-unquote on top, such as Beastmen like right now. But who knows? Who knows? It's kind of interesting how that flip-flops around a little bit. Here we go, Iron Sand Desert. Very fun map all round. It's got a few rocks and stuff in the back, but apart from that, relatively open plain. Lots of room for maneuvering and being a big old pain in the butt trying to flank your opponent and shut them down. Or it could be a big meat grinder, who knows? We might have like a Witch Elf push again. Coming in up against like a Beastman infantry push would be awesome. But I'm expecting quite a considerable amount of cavalry from both sides. Particularly the Beastmen with their Centicles or Thrown Axes. And obviously, the Dark Elves need something to counter that. Because if they don't have something to counter it, it's not going to go too well for them. Those Thrown Axes, boy oh boy, can get some really nasty damage done. I've been using them quite a bit, actually. I was doing some lessons today with someone who's a really awesome player, really nice guy as well. And I was using some Centicles against his High Elves and kind of showing off their damage they can do. Oh yeah, they did get buffs to Dread Knights, actually. That's like the only thing. But Dread Knights... They are a lot more popular now than they once were. Particularly, they're great in certain matchups, like the Lizardmen matchup. Bring all the juicy Dread Knights. But I remember when they first got buffed, people were like, it's not enough of a buff. They're still garbage. And then people start actually bringing them, and they're like, oh, they're actually a good unit. It kind of reminds me of Horned Ones, right? People always kind of dunked on Horned Ones and said they were crazy terrible. And now more and more I'm seeing Horned Ones in certain matchups. Against, like, for example, Dark Elves or High Elves. They're really good at taking out the enemy cavalry. But let's delve into this anyway. Looks like pretty awesome stuff from both players. And oh, baby. No, I thought this was a Minotaur rush. Sorry, Taurox. It looks like you are in action, though, which is cool. I thought you had a Mino rush, but apologies, my friend. For the forces of the Dark Elves, it's going to be a pretty standard Lord and Hero selection. We have the double Canite Assassin down on the ground. These guys coming in with the rather nasty Web of Shadows, one of them with trophy heads as well. We have Marathi up in the skies with a Soul Stealer. Next to them, we have the Hellebroni, the chillest of all spearmen. I love the pink color scheme, actually. I must admit, it's kind of hard to pull off a pink shield color scheme and still look menacing, but boy oh boy, do the Dark Elves know how to do it. So we have the Hellebroni, and then it is Witch Elves. So Witch Elves, and yes, you guessed it, more Witch Elves, including the Sisters of Singing Doom. So a bit of a meat grinder infantry line, backed up by a load of cavalry. So we have 4 units of Dark Riser shields on the left-hand side, looking to counter-skirmish the enemy, no doubt. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Cold One Knights, unfortunately not the Dread Knights. And then we have Sessions Harvesters with the Doomfire Warlocks on the right-hand side, Regiment Renowned, free Soul Stealer, free Word of Pain, what's not to love, Dull Manticore in the sky as well. Now for the Beastie Boys, the kind of an interesting mirror match almost, because we have like the front line and the cav behind it, but then we have even more monsters. So for the Beastmen, we have Ungor Spearheads dotted all the way along, backed up by 1 Tuskor Chariot. We then have Centigors with thrown axes, 1, 2, 3 and 4, including the Regiment Renowned Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run. We then have Centigors, 1, 2, 3, one of which is actually the Sons of Goros. I wish these guys were picked more often. They used to be really popular back in the day. Very good up against certain factions where you need magic attacks, but apart from that, you don't see them terribly often. We do have Chaos Spawn. We have the Butchers of Kalkengard, oh hell yeah, and even more Chaos Spawn in the back. We have Gorball, we have Torx the Brass Ball, all the good juicy stuff, and a Brave Shaman of Wild with Traitorkin and Brave Scream. Torx Brass Ball, not yet got his Scarf DLC. I am still petitioning to CA to get that nice little scarf to make our boy invincible. But he's going to have to make do at the moment without it. I love the Butchers of Kalkengard as well. They've been one of my favourite units for a very long time. Looks like they're working as bodyguards here for the Gorball. Now, the battle is going to get underway. Front lines are going to absolutely rinse each other very, very quickly. Dark Elves decide, actually, you know what? We don't want to take this fight straight away. And we're going to reposition and allow our cavalry to push forward. Perhaps do a little bit of harass and damage. And Hanadin certainly needs to get this victory today, or he will be getting knocked out of the tournament, or at least down to the 3rd place game rather than going through to the finals. Taurox, indeed. Assassins are pushing forward. Witch Elves, as well as the Hellebroni, are also going forward. Witch Elves should certainly be able to tear through the Ungor Spearheads. Assassin getting very over keen here and eager. He does pop in and drop a gigantic Web of Shadows down on the Butchers, Chaos Spawn, and Gorball. But the Butchers are going to be able to regenerate all of this damage pretty much. So very risky, but he is able to pull back. Another big air effect coming down as well. It looks like a Traitorkin, and my god, catching so much. Witch Elves, Cold One Knights, Manticores, you name it, it got caught. Cold One Knights Knights going to start wrapping around this flank. The Beastmen skirmish cav definitely wants to push on a little bit more aggressive here. So the Manticore does land, aiming at the Tuskor chariots, and unfortunately completely swinging and missing. In the main fight, Torx the Brass Bull is surrounded by naked ladies. An average day for Torox, and is going to be cutting off their heads. Again, an average day for Torox. Soul Stealer comes down on him, but Brass Body is also helping him out quite considerably. Big, fat, juicy fight on this left-hand flank with Ungor Spearheads and Chaos Spawn engaged with Common Knights and Witch Elves. An absolute flustercluck of a fight. Good to see more Centaurs committing to the fight. Torox as well might want to get active. Dark Rider's been shut down by Centaurs. Throne Axes continue to rain in that fire here. We are going to see a wand come down on the Brave Shaman, who likewise is about to get jumped by the Dark Riders. Very close fight so far. Marathi is going to be jumping in on the Chaos Spawn and Butchers, doing some nice work, particularly supported by the Assassins and the Witch Elves. Torox is on the way, though, come to say hello. Dark Elves done a good job on this right-hand flank fight as well. The Witch Elves, I believe, it's just the basic ones, not the sisters, did a good job just rampaging everything so it can't fall out, and the Coal Knights doing massive damage. However, the Sentinels of Throne Axes are now free all across the battlefield to start bringing the pain. Some are being harassed in the back, though, by Dark Riders, and we can see Sentinels as well being devoured by Cold War Knights. The chariots are falling back, and things are looking pretty good right now for the Dark Elves, so Bance Power would disagree with me, of course. We're going to get a fat Soul Stealer come down. Butchers of Cowan Guard are starting to falter, though the Marin's as well are eating quite a lot of bullets right now. And the Marathi is trying to draw Torox, which is a scary proposition indeed. And this is buying a lot of time for the Beastmen to rally. And look at that trade-to-kin. That is disgusting. Catching 50% of the Dark Elf build right here. A massive, massive attack. Up to 112 kills in that Brave Shaman. My god, that spell is so powerful. Marathi has had enough of it. I'm the true wizard here, and comes down to finish off the Brave Shaman and hopefully take its head from its shoulders. Tuskor Chariots will be getting jumped by the Manticore, which is certainly not what they like. Torox is rampaging, but he's rampaging into the enemy, so he's going to be quite a happy boy. Witch Elves chewing their way through Centaurs. This is a perfect situation for them, where they've managed to rampage some of the skirmish cavalry with the help of the Common Knights. That should be a winning engagement on the right-hand side. Manticores are starting to fall back, and this is a problem. This is a big, big problem. 2 units of Centaurs of Throne Axes with a load of ammo just freely walking around. In fact, 3 units might be enough for the Beastmen to actually drag their way to victory here, because Torox is looking rather healthy. We're about to see a Brave Scrim come down. Lovely placement, destroying some of the Snatcher's Harvesters, and it looks like the Dark Elves will actually lose a central fight. It looked like it was going very well for them, but unfortunately, Torox is simply too Chad. Now, Marathi is going to be hunting down the Brave Shaman in the wild. Brave Shaman does seem to be getting a little bit of help from the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run and Tuskor Chariots. Assassin's trying his best, and the Dark Elves, they have to kill Torox here, really. It's their only way back into the game, I think. So jumping in with the Assassin and Marathi right now and just try to finish the job probably is the only way. Otherwise, the Centaurs are going to be allowed to get around here and start swarming again and help protect Torox. We do get a big fat Soul Stealer followed up by a Manticore coming down, but Marathi isn't here to debuff him or take some big chunks out of him herself. It also like Witch Elves are starting to go down, though they have rampaged once again. Centaur Throne Axes. Cold Knights would love to flop over here and dish out some pain, but it looks like it's going really badly now for the Dark Elves as the Assassin is forced back. Torox does have Assassin's Trophy on him, but he rips the skull of the Manticore, spine attached out of its body, and is raising it high as a trophy as he charges after Marathi, which can be considered a risky charge because he's not the healthiest boy right now. Brass Body has been popped, and in comes the cavalry to support. Butchers might start to break here, and Chaos Spawn again very low, particularly if Torox Brass Ball does actually break. I heard one of the Dark Elves yell, "This is madness!" You damn right, this is madness. This is Total War Warhammer, and Marathi is trying to flee. Double Assassin is going after Torox. I don't think they're going to be able to catch him. The Brass Ball is simply too Chad, and in comes some Throne Axes, pinning Marathi in place. Bring your face to my axe, witch, as Torox pushes through his own troops, and is probably going to come in with a big old slap in a second. Note, one Centaur is blocking his path. This is a rather rude Centaur right here, but everyone wants to get their turn at killing Marathi. It looks like Canadians will be bowing out here, and it is going to be a victory for Razel of Clan ODM, taking down their own brother Hanadins, who we still will be seeing tomorrow in the third place games, but Razel will be booking their spot into the finals of the Champion of Renown tournament, a best of 5 finals. Who shall be facing both these guys tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see. Very well played though. Super close game, that one. Very scary stuff. Marathi is always scary. 2,338 damage value on her is some rather impressive stuff. The K-Knight Assassins, 1.2k and 989. Really not bad whatsoever. 550 damage value on the Helebroni. Witch Elves, 767. 826, 547, and 700 damage value. Decent kills. I mean, 86, 162, 80 kills. These are all impressive numbers. Dark Riders, 400 value. The other Dark Riders doing a little less, just in the 300s. Cohen Knights, 750, 550, 700, 780. Not bad, but not fantastic stats across the board. Not the greatest return for them. Sensuous Harvesters, Doomfire Warlocks, 1.2k damage value. They've been a very solid unit all tournament. The Manticores really did suffer, and that's kind of where it came loose for Hanadins a little bit. Wasn't able to get the Manticores onto the right targets, and more importantly, wasn't able to assassinate that caster in time, because 1.6k damage value and 113 kills is certainly no joke. Torx the Chad Bull, 1,607 damage value, just not given a care in the world. The Gorb, unfortunately, was certainly proven to be the lesser of the mighty the Minotaurs today. Only 100 value on him is a little bit poor, unfortunately. The Ungors didn't do anything crazy across the board, really low hundreds damage. The Centaurs, however, 800 value, 447, 1,000 on the Chariots is nice, and 1.2k on the Sons of Goros. Please people bring them, they're so cool, they're so cool. Centaur Throne Axes, 530, 935, and 800 damage value, and 1.2k. They were a big problem as well. Like, you saw a few times they got rampaged, and Houndins was able to capitalize on that. But the Centaurs, when they got free, were a real big problem in the late stages of the game. Chaos Spawn, just shy of 1,000 value, 500 value for 150, 965 on the Butchers. Not a bad return across the board whatsoever. I cannot tell you the map, as it may spoil it for the next. I will tell you at end of stream if it does not pop up. Well played, very well played. GG's well played across the board. So let's say well done, lads. Awesome games. Oh. We will see you both back tomorrow for the third place game and finals. Time to eat with the Frenchies, he says. Thank you, see you tomorrow. No worries. See you tomorrow. Awesome. Very much looking forward to seeing these guys come back. Taurox. Taurox is so imbalanced, it's scary. Taurox is very powerful. Taurox is definitely not unbeatable, but he is very scary indeed. So up next, it shall be Void and Mofet. So let's open this up. I will change the scoreboard quickly. And when the lads come in, I'll change the names as well, just so then we'll know which side they're going to be on. That is 2-0, which is awesome stuff. Let's message the other two now. I'll just send them a DM, might be easiest. Let's find Mofet. There we go. Cool. And let's find a Void. Or Void Lolds as he's known. And we'll get them in as soon as possible. Marathi evens it out. Yeah, Dark Elves versus Beastmen. It's almost always going to be Marathi versus Taurox. Or it's highly likely, at least. It is possible to assassinate Taurox. It is very hard, but it is doable. Hey, Void. Hey, bud. Hope you are both well. So same rules as before. Oh no, looks like we got a bit of lag in here with these guys joining. See if it settles. If not, we might get one of them to host. I know we had lag problems before with Mofet. You have to see if that fixes itself. I don't want them playing under like extreme lag. Yeah, Mofet dropped. Maybe he was struggling to load in. Yeah, when Mofet joined, it went laggy. Yeah, as soon as Mofet joins in, it goes like super lag. I might ask Mofet to host if it's going to be super laggy when he joins. Oh, seems fine now. We can test it. Oh. If game 1 is laggy, we will rehost. Yeah, it keeps dropping in and out of lag for some reason. It's only when Mofet joins, so it's obviously on his side. Me and Void can speak fine when Mofet's not there, so we may get Mofet to host. Just make it easy, you know? Yeah, AP missiles is kind of what destroys Taurox. Looks like they're both ready. Okay, so these guys maybe plan this. So let's quickly change the names. I think these guys know each other very well. Let's just change the names quickly to Mofet. Void. Let's move his name to the center. Get the scores back as well. There we go. And let's load in. So we'll see. If the game's too laggy, we'll just have to do it again and then get Mofet to host. We had to do that last time as well with him, so it's not his fault, it's just I did not like it. Neither does the lobby, apparently. I think we'll have to get Mofet to host. Let's see if it works. We'll do a countdown. It seems to be lagging it out too much. We'll try and get Mofet to host. Because it does not look good on his end, unfortunately. It looks like he's reset Total War anyway. And see him coming online. So maybe we can try and get him in the lobby and see if it works. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. What's up, Blackthorn, the champ of all champs? How's it going, dude? Hope you're all good in the hood. Quackity quack to you as well. You made it in time for the second semi-final. We're doing both semi-finals today, and then tomorrow we're in a best of 5 third place game and a best of 5 finals. So that's gonna be some crazy stuff for sure. But we're just having a little bit of problems with Mofet here, trying to get him in. Like, me and Void, look at that. There's like no lag. It's fine. Then Mofet joins. Oh. Seems fine. Seems fine. Let's see if it lets us go. If not, Mofet, can you host? What time is the best of 5 tomorrow? 7 PM GMT. The same start time as this. Start with the best of 3, which I think would do best of 5. There's a chance we'll do best of 3 there, and then best of 5 finals. I'm trying to think what will be like better. I'll still get more games, but it would make the finals like even more grand if that's the one with like the extra games and stuff, you know. So I think we might be getting Wood Elves versus Beastmen game 1, which is some pretty wild stuff. Watching Void play Wood Elves is quite a treat. He's a very good micro-management player, very good micro in general, and the Wood Elves are one of those most scary kind of micro builds possible. He does love a good old skirmish, and kind of trying to pull the opponent out of position, then going for those big strikes. And it's something you would have to do against the Beastmen. So I'm actually expecting Void here to go with full cavern air build. I doubt he'd bring any infantry against the Beastmen. Actually, no, maybe he'd go Swift Shiver Shards and stuff. Let's see if this will let us load this time. Yeah, it just won't start. Lobby won't start. Yeah, so let's get Mofet in. They keep leaving before they read my messages, so Hopefully he got the message. If not, I'll just send it on Discord. Cool. So let them host. You might have to load up the game quickly. Finally presented my work, so I'll be having more free time to play again. Yes! Bad boy shall return. I'm planning on having a little comeback to Warhammer 2 by January. That's good. Yeah, you get like a nice little warm-up there. Nice little warm-up for Game 3, which I believe is out in February, like the 30th or something. It's February the something. Regardless, I'm very excited for it. Let's get a screen blocker up quickly. I don't know why when it forces you to, like... There we go. Force you to see your opponent, the guy's build there. It looks like that's not actually the build he's going to be bringing. Here we go. Yep, funds are on Ultra. Perfect. Just need to get Void in here. Wood Elf Skirmish created controversy on CA's balancing board recently. What happened? 17th of Feb is the release date. What day of the week is that? We're going to have a party on that day. We're going to have a party. So look, me and Mofet could talk fine. Now Void's joined. Should be fine. Looks like Void's just readied up, so... Good to start. Seems to be all good. It might just be my connection to Mofet rather than Mofet's to Void. Because mine to Void seems fine. What was the controversy? Just people saying Wood Elf Skirmish is too OP? I mean, Wood Elf Skirmish has been its kind of vibe for generations now. It's always been one of their strengths. It just used to be Waywatcher Kite, now it's just Cavalry Kite with flyers, right? That's why Wood Elves are such a controversial faction. I mean, they have some super freaking cool units, though, and some really awesome tactics and stuff, so I love to see them in action. Wood Elves are one of my favorite factions, although their main competitive style of play isn't a style of play that I'm a big fan of. The majority of their stuff's really cool, like War Dancers are amazing, Azrael Spears look so cool, Wild Riders, great Stag Knights, Rush Tactics. It's, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. What's up, Zypher? Champ, how's it going? Let's have a little sip of my drink here as we're back on Aldorf. Looks like the Wood Elves have come to the aid of the men. Helm's Deep Part 2. Sorry, spoilers if any of you guys have not seen Lord of the Rings yet. I have no idea what you're doing with your lives. You should go watch it right now. Well, you should probably watch my stream and then go watch Lord of the Rings. All in a go. Treat yourself to the extended edition. Yeah, Void, that's not legal. Void? Mofet just dropped. Okay. I'm very confused. Void. That build is not legal. I'm pretty sure Void's lead is illegal. It's a weird unit that I'm pretty sure you can't have two of. I've never seen anyone bring two of it before. I'm pretty sure you can only have one of it. Yeah, I know I've got the screen blocker up. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure you can't bring two of something that's been brought. Actually, it's definitely not legal. He doesn't even have the Regiment Renown. So I don't know what he's doing here. I'll ask him about it. If he does it again, he will get disqualified. Like, if it's doing it as, like, a joke. I understand, but it's not. It is not the time or place, I'm afraid, in the semi-finals. He does not have the Regiment Renowned, and he has two of a unit which you cannot have two of, so... we will see. I know he has done this before in some of Logic's finals, but... oh, okay, he's actually brought a build this time. Oh no, he hasn't. Void, you cannot use that build. I will show you guys the build. Ooh. So there you go. Void has a load of dryads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dryads. Double Ariel and Durfu. Now, I've never seen double Ariel before, but I'm pretty sure it's not legal. Funnily enough. And no Regiment Renowned. Looks like he's going to play anyway. But he's going to get absolutely dumpstered by Mofet here. So, yeah. This is what it is. Not too much I can do about this. It looks like a Big Fat Dwellers is going to go down. It's a load of Gore Herds, some Ogres as well, who are definitely not legal either. So, yeah. I think there's been some VM conspiracy going on here, but I'll have a word with the players afterwards. Durfu is going to be pushing forward as well, but not too much to cast here, to be honest. The Dryads are going to get absolutely dumpstered on. The Razor Gold Chariots as well doing their thing. Yeah, so Mofet coming in with an actual legal build, I believe, apart from mass ogres. So I'm going to ask them why on earth, if it was a good idea. Let's have a little Savar drink why they come up with whatever they're going to come up with. See if they've messaged on Discord as well. Go. Checking Discord. Nothing there. Yeah, possibly just trying to see the enemy army for free. I mean, it's a victory for Mofet there, really. Although he also brought an illegal build. Guys, if you do that again, you will be removed from event. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that at all. So I've let them both know if they do that again, because Mofet also brought just a load of ogres and stuff. If they do it again, they'll be removed, and we'll just replace them in the semi-final. Let's see if this is confusion or sabotage. It's just them trying to mess around, basically. They did it before in one of Logic's finals. Yeah, if they do anything like that again, or they do it tomorrow, I'm just going to ban them. Because I've had a little bit enough of it, because they did it like 3 or 4 times in Logic's different finals. But I think we're going to be getting to the first game now of Mofet picking and banning, so let's see. I know they're friends, so they're obviously probably doing it in voice chat or whatever. But it is not a good time or place to do it. So it should be Mofet picking and banning first. It was a lag test. Well, you should have said something. So it looks like they're going to be going forward now. Chosen one's like, oi, let me back in. Let me back in. And they're saying it was a lag test. Well, please say something next time. Waste mine and viewers' time. Yeah, VM know that they did this like 3 or 4 times in Logic's finals. Nothing got done about it, unfortunately. But they're saying it's a lag test. I mean, they might be in chat together just loading in to see what it is. But they have to let me know, obviously, that they want to do something like a lag test. But it looks like it is going to be Beastmen from Mofet, and I think Void is going to Empire. So Empire versus Beastmen should be a good fun showdown. I actually think this is pretty okay for the Empire, simply due to the fact you can get a load of handgunners, silver bullets, and so forth to actually drag down Taurogs. And it comes down to, like, can you protect those units, right? I don't think we need a screen blocker, because I haven't clicked on either of their fins. Quickly move the name around. There we go. That's a little bit more in the middle for you guys. And hopefully we get started in the second best of 3 now. I'll have a chosen one just like bite at the bit, like, hey, let me back in, bro. I've got this. But we'll see. We'll see. It looks like they just want to do a lag test. Again, it's very annoying if you don't let the referee or, like, I don't know, the guy casting it, like, no, but we're going to be hopping in now. And it shall be Empire versus Beastmen. Looking forward to it, though. Looking forward to it. I don't know if we're likely to actually get Torques of Brass Ball here. We could see a Doom Ball instead, just going for a nice little bit of cheapness. The Daze is quite nice. Can still easily do a lot of the same jobs, like take down Volkmar, for example. I'm expecting Volkmar from Void, even though I think in this matchup, Karl Franz can still dish out the pain. However, Beastmen, very swift, can certainly surround someone like Franz, and it's one full step and all of a sudden you're out, you know? Yeah, it's something we've spoken about Blackthorn before. We've been in touch with, like, the head of Clan VM, or at least I know Logic had about his events. I think it did stop happening there. Because he mentioned he was going to start back just, like, straight out of ban across the board. Rubber Ducky, let's go! What's up, Robert? Hope you're all good, man. I'm just waiting. We're waiting. Oh, looks like it is going to show his build. Okay. I didn't click on anything. So let's pop up a juicy little screen blocker. Empire versus Beastmen. I don't know. How do you guys like to do this? You can kind of run and gun with war wagons and stuff, and outriders and pistoliers, which basically, as a rule of thumb, shooting Beastmen's a pretty good idea, because they're really squishy to long-range pressure. However, they're one of the best swarm factions in the game, so that's obviously quite tough to do, and that's why the Beastmen are so prominent at the moment in competitive scene. It's like, hey, I'm going to rush you from like 50 different angles, I'm going to bomb rush you with like large creatures as well, and heavy-hitting Gorballs and Taurogs, and it's a bit of a nightmare to try to deal with, and the best way to counter that, of course, is mass-ranging cavalry, but then they have Traitorkin, which absolutely dumps as cavalry, so it's a tricky fight at the moment against Beastmen. Now, they're not as dominant as someone like Greenskins were back in the day, but they're still pretty scary. Still pretty scary. How late am I to the stream? You have made it for the second semi-final, so you have indeed missed one semi-final. Because he wrote that it was test. Okay. You just said test. That doesn't help anything. But yeah, okay. Cool. We will load in. You've seen a lot of players being in wagons. Wagons can do good work. Patricia, I know you're a bot, saying Vosk Tech, so if you're not a bot, just yell quack. Just a simple quack, that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do before Blackthorn deletes you, Patricia. You just gotta yell quack. You can save your life of millions. Marcus and the Light Wizard with the double net. Double nets are scary for sure. For sure. Yeah, like Empire using war wagons to like push forward and then slowly drive back. It's because the Centaurs and stuff can't shut them down super easily compared to like Pistoliers, where you can put Pistoliers on the back foot nice and quickly. But once again, we shall be loading on the glorious Aldorf outskirts. The men of the Empire actually defending their own lands for once. Normally when I'm on this map, it's never the Empire playing. It's never the Empire fighting. But this time they are actually here. So let's load into the game. Let's get rid of the screen blocker. And hop back in. So, the mighty men of the Empire shall be led by none other than Karl Franz himself, the truest of all Chads, flying high up in the sky. Coming in as well with a Light Wizard, coming in with the Net and a Blast Scroll, and a Jade Wizard with Regrowth. Now, wherever you see Franz, you're most likely going to be seeing a Regrowth caster. I do like the double pick here of the Wizards, though. The Light Wizard certainly can support nicely. Spearmen dotted across the line, as well as Halberds, is quite nice. We also have the Naked Lunatic Fanatics of Sigma, chanting their war cries and getting pumped up for battle, and the Sigma Sons. We have Huntsmen, including the White Wolves, which is interesting enough. I don't see the White Wolves terribly often whatsoever. We then have double Knights of the Blazing Sun and Demigryph Knights with Halberds. We have triple War Wagon, 1, 2, and 3 in the back here, looking to harass and annoy the enemy as much as possible. So it is going to be War Wagon build, decent amount of cav, a nice mixed build actually, relatively well balanced. We have foot range, we have like a cavalry range, I suppose, in the war wagons, cav, monsters, basically everything your heart could desire. Now for the Beastmen here of the mighty Mofet, we do have Ungor Spearherds and Goreherds dotted all the way along the main front line, backed up by Razorgore Piggies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 pigs, as well as a load of Centaurs. We have Centaurs with great weapons and triple Centaurs with throwing axes. Looks like more great weapons over on this side. We do indeed have 1 Tuskor Chariot. We have Torx the Brass Ball, as well as a Gore Ball. And pretty cool stuff. Minotaurs in there as well. Where are the 3 regiments of Renown? We've got double Ferromanticores up in the skies. We can let it run, and obviously, I know we've got Blackhorn Ramblers there. We've probably got the Ungor Spear. Oh, we do. There we go. Got them there, and I'm assuming the Grog Hoops have also run somewhere. There we go. Cool build. But we do indeed get Torx the Brass Bull and a Gorbel down in the center. I do love Torx's color scheme. It does make these guys look extra menacing. Look at them. Oh, the flesh being ripped away from the bone. It looks super spooky. And I'm assuming we got Traderkin. Yeah, Traderkin Brace Scream. Pretty standard stuff. I actually quite like Devolve, which I've been mixing in recently, which can be quite fun. But Brace Scream's still nice, as well as Traderkin. Brace Scream, you do have to get in nice and close, though, to make sure you connect with the right opponent at the right time. But now the battle is truly underway, and the second semi-final is here. Home field advantage, exactly. You would think so. You'd think so. The V formation, we need the dreaded V attack formation. Karl Franz is going to be pushing forward. I mean, he can quite happily duel Double Manticore, but one after the other. He doesn't really want to take both on at the same time, particularly with Centaur Throwing Axe support, which can be rather scary stuff. Now, the War Wagons are pushing forward, looking to bring the pain, and they are firing shots into the Minotaurs. So, actually, looks like they're kind of just missing all their shots. They're kind of aiming above the Ungors and below the Minotaurs, but shooting Minotaurs would definitely be a good idea. Now, the War Wagons are going to be falling back. The Huntsmen do pop forward, and we're about to see a Overcast Net catching 3 units of thrown axes, which is devastating stuff right here, including as well the Blackhorn Ravengers. And now all these shots are just going to light them up. Look at the damage from the Huntsman. The Centaur thrown axes not enjoying it whatsoever. This unit going to be going down rather quickly. Now the Minotaurs are pushing through the left, though. Torx is also taking a rather long way to the front line, although there is a Light Wizard right in the middle of the open here, which is a bit of a misplay. I mean, a Manticore can simply jump on this and it's dead. However, there would be support from the White Wolves. The rest of the build has to keep getting aggressive, and in come the Razorgore Piggies, as well as the Centaurs with great weapons. Now, Karl Franz has landed. If he gets surrounded by 2 units of Razorgores, though, he may well go down, particularly with the support of the Ferromanticores. And now the Beastmen are well and truly into this juicy, juicy back line. Gorbel cleaving apart the White Wolves. The Griff Knights are nearby to support, but he's gone for the Halberd variety. Much worse, I think, than the Lancers in general. Though in this matchup, I can understand the appeal here. The Brave Shaman is on the way in. We have more Razorgores and Centaurs coming in. We're about to see a really nasty Treadkin go down, catching the Demigryphs and doing some good work. Gorbel, though, is taking a lot of unnecessary damage. It's been lit up by the War Wagons. And in the main fight, the mighty Karl Franz is having to flee and retreat like the cowardly manlin he is, away from the might of the Beastmen, because the Razorgores were absolutely buttering his bread. We do have Halberds in here and Spearmen in here now as well. Manticore wants to hop on Franz and get rid of him as quickly as possible before he gets those nasty regrowths back. In the main battle line, the Knights of the Blazing Sun are being cleaved asunder by Centaurs and Razorgores, who are doing rather decent work, and Halberdiers are going to be moving forward as well to engage. Now, the Brave Shaman of the Wild is just vibing. The longer he survives, the better, of course. Though Karl Franz may have 1 or 2 things to say about that, but no, decides instead to fall back, and jumping on top of these Manticores is a really nice play. You can see Mofet has allowed both Manticores to overextend massively, and now the War Wagons are simply going to punish them, just obliterate them. They're rampaging to Halberds, Franz is here, the Demigryphs are here. It is not a good fight for them whatsoever, and now we get that punishing regrowth on Franz. He's one of those characters, if you're going to kill him, or like hurt him, you want to kill him rather than let him live. Otherwise, he can be very problematic. Very close game still, however. We are about to see a big fat Treadkin come down. One Light Wizard has been taken care of, and the Spearman as well as Sigma Sun's getting a Treadkin. Not the best target for it, but hey, damage is damage at the end of the day. And Torx has had enough of this pesky, weak, manlin healing tactics, and he's going to be killing this Jade Wizard who's trying to fight back. Rather brave Jade Wizard, also a rather dead one though. Karl Franz being so healthy, though, I think does push this in favor of the Empire into the later stages of the game. They still have halberd infantry support, and they're dragging down a lot of the large creatures, and the war wagons are going to be very, very problematic in the later stages of the battle. Centaurs of Thronax is still alive, though, pushing forward, looking to engage with the enemy. Centaurs, as well as Goreherds, overwhelming the Sigma Suns and doing some decent work. Ungor Spears as well, pushing into the Demigryphs now. Centaurs did force themselves into melee, and going to get a really nice brave screen going down on the halberds. Should be enough to break them, and a lot of this pocket has been broken, but of course Mofa's done good work, right? He's done the hard part. He's broken the shell of the enemy. He needs to not overextend, because Torox is going to get lit on fire by huntsmen as well as war wagons. Chase them down, your cheap and cheerful units, and keep up this momentum, because he's doing a fantastic job right now against Void, who's one of the favorites for the tournament. Centaurs do crash onto the Spearmen, and Huntsmen looking to overwhelm them and shut them down. Jade Wizard as well, not having too good of a time, unfortunately. Demigryphs do return, but they're very beat up and are surrounded by many a piggy, and the majority of the Empire force is starting to run away. Very even game, though, and it looks like a lot of Centaurs have now been forced off, and that is a very healthy Karl Franz, and that is a lot of ammunition left on the war wagons for some late game kiting. Torx is healthy, but Torx against Karl Franz, when Torx is about 3rd HP, isn't going to go super well, particularly with all the crazy buffs Franz can give himself. But we do have a load of Centaurs with Thronaxes nearby for support. It's just, how does he deal now with these pesky war wagons? The Manticore will be such a nice help as well against Franz, but unfortunately rampaging into halberds isn't the best use of your time. Gorball plus Torox, can they do it? Can they drag down Franz? I don't know if they're going to get a chance. The war wagons are laying on thick right now, doing some lovely damage. It'd be good to see a big old cast come down on all the war wagons. And then also a push from the Blackhorn Ramagers and the Razor Gores. We can see some war wagons actually moving into hand-to-hand combat, which is a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll have to wait and see if it does indeed pay off. It looks like perhaps they were trying to get in and fire because the hill was blocking their line of sight. And that's one war wagon down, but Torx is deadly, deadly low. Centaurs of Thronaxes doing some decent work in the distance. Tuskor Chariots are going to be coming back as well. Centaurs did shut down the White Walls, but unfortunately have indeed broken. Torx has popped the Brass Body already, so all Franz has to do is bide his time now, wait for that to pop off, and then come in with all his own buffs. Crazy close game so far, but the war wagons, I think, might just have enough in the tank to seal this for Void. It's very close, but he's gathered a lot of his infantry again. Tuskor Chariots can basically kill all this infantry, but not with Karl Franz nearby, just being a big old pain in the butt. Bray Shaman has been allowed to catch up with the war wagons, as has the Gorball, so this is probably a dead war wagon here, unfortunately, but they've done their job. Torox is desperately low, likewise is the Gorball now. Good target priority all round by Void. Take out what can kill Franz, and then allow Franz to carry in the later stages of the game. But it's still pretty close. I mean, Blackhorn Ramagers are now hunting down the White Wolves. Tuskor Chariots are doing such good work. If I'm Void, I'm taking out these chariots as soon as possible. They can kill all this infantry, like, so easily with good cycle charging. Halberdiers are a problem, but they got the mass to pull through. And it looks like all the war wagons have actually been allowed to be caught, which is a bit of a surprise. I didn't think they were going to be able to catch them here, the Beastmen, but they have been able to, pinning them in with Centaurs and starting to drag them down. Torox, as well as the Gorball, just clinging on, though, and Karl Franz can be rather nasty in the later stages of the battle. He does shatter the Minotaurs as well as the Razor Gores. Balance of power is still dead even. Centaurs of Thronaxes need to save their ammunition. Don't want to launch any shots at the infantry. Save all of that ammo for the mighty Karl Franz. Tuskor Chariots doing a good job running over a decent chunk of infantry here. Razor Gores have gone down with it. Ungors coming back in trying to attack from behind, which of course is a decent play. Hop on top of the back here of the Halberdiers as well as the White Wolves. Centaurs of Thronaxes do unfortunately miss all their shots up against Franz. The Empire is simply going to turn around and come over here and start attacking the Ungors instead. There's no reason for them to get into a main fight. In fact, it looks like they're going to be forming up a defensive pocket. They need to be really careful of these Tuskor Chariots, though. Like, Tuskor Chariots are really mean. up to 52 kills. Torx is very low, likewise as the Gorbel. Bray Shaman, though, if he does bunch up all his forces, he hasn't done a spell in quite some time. We could see a really nasty Traderkin come in. If it's on Franz as well and all this force, that's going to be such nice work. Now, the Empire does look like they're trying to bomb dive and just finish off some Ungors who have unfortunately shattered. They have the White Wolves shooting at the Centaurs. Not a bad play whatsoever. And the Beastmen trying to circle their opponent a little bit and get on top of the key targets and hit them from all sides. Tuskar Chariot's going to be coming in, wait for everything to bunch up and then drop that fat Overcast Traderkin. I know you want to do it. I know you want to do it. Karl Franz tries to bait it in. He does pop Stand Your Ground, and it looks like a lot of the forces are going to be coming in, and in comes Franz. This is going to be a huge fight. He does miss his swing. Torx ducks underneath the talons of Deathclaw, and in comes the Overcast Traderkin, and everything is going to start surrounding Franz. He has popped Garmirage and all of his buffs, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. I mean, it's so close. Torx, the Chad, taking on a mighty Emperor. His little Gorbel buddy is nearby, who goes for the roly-poly into Deathclaw, butting heads with the mighty beast before bringing down a mighty axe blow, and Karl Franz is having none of it. He tries to strike back. He slays one of the Gorbels, and then he retreats or goes down. It's hard to say. I think he's gonna die. He's got 400 HP. No, he lives to fight another day. He thought he killed Torx, but he actually killed the wrong bull, and yeah, not a good day there for Mr. Franz whatsoever. Centaurs will easily be able to finish off the ground troops, and that is going to be 1-0 to Mofet in this best-of-3 semi-final. Very, very well played. One of the games of the tournament so far. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Who else in this tournament? Robert, this tournament's been going for a couple of weeks. I've streamed the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals, and on replays of all the other games. There was 66 people playing. It has come down to Razel and Hanadins in the other semi-final. That semi-final has finished. They'll both be playing tomorrow in the third place game and the finals, and Void and Mofet. Very well played to Mofet, and to Void did a good job with Franz. Only 1.3k damage value though. The Emperor struggling to land in the right spots. Now the Spearmen did okay, nothing too crazy. Halberdiers are one of my favorite units, so they're really cool. 993 damage value solid, but the other two are struggling. I mean, 695 is not shabby. Unbreakable front line, it didn't break for a long time, didn't get the craziest value, but 820 on the Sigma Suns is good, and the Tattered Souls in 1,181 damage value, 162 kills. Very good work by them. The really good bait early on by Void. I think he did trap in and do some really nice damage on the throwing axes with that net. 671 and 1,227 damage on the White Wolves. Really awesome to see them get their day in the sun. You don't get to see White Wolves terribly often. They did some good work there. Knights of Blazing Sun, 400 damage value and 480, 1.6k on the Demogryph Halberds, 1.1, 770 and 780 value on the War Wagons. Yeah, Void just let them get caught there. Franz needed to get back there and help assist and support them because they the answer to killing Torx, and in the end it was not enough though. 1.5k value on Torx with 44 kills, 1.4 as well on the Gorbel. The little brother did die, but Torx rules supreme. Minotaur's got 1.6 damage value, love to see it. 2.2 as well on the Brave Shaman and 165 kills. Traderkin, arguably the most powerful spell in the game right now. It is, or damage spell. It is so good. It is amazing against cavalry as well. Infantry did okay. Kind of 954 is nice on the Blackhorn Ravagers. Everything else in the mid to low hundreds. Tuskar Chariots, 748 value, 83 kills. All their models left at the end of the game. Centaurs got 1,000 damage value, 441 and 602. Razorgors and Centaurs did a bit of a mixed bag, kind of mid to low hundreds. Apart from this unit, got 1,000 damage value, lovely play by them. And the Manticores did okay, 150 and 860 value a piece. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. GG, that was crazy. Iron Sand Desert is the next map. And let's update the score. So, it is currently 1-0 to Mofet, and man, he had to grind for that victory. He had to scrap so hard, but he was just about able to pull it out of the bag. Yeah, the balance of power does not work for Beastmen. It does not work. Who is Mofet? He's a Russian player. I don't think he's VM. I think he might be in VM's training program. I'm not sure. Very good player. I think I played him ages ago when he was quite new. And I had a lot of success, but I think he was quite new then. Like, I ran into him on Quick Battles or something. I think it was him. It was someone on the VM training program. They brought, like, a really cool full Eschen Skaven build. But I think I'd gone for a full Cav build or something. What's up, Elgin of the Mist? Hope it's going well. Cowboys in war wagons running from centaurs who are chasing them. Like that would be some crazy stuff for sure. I remember when sad cow noises were a thing. Now the cows are the true rulers of the land. Indeed. Beastmen, probably the best faction in the game right now. What's up, Negbert? Hope it's going good, champ. I swear I had a replay from you. Did I not cast it, or have I cast it yet? I swear I have a replay either from you that I've done recently. Maybe I haven't released it yet. I can't remember what it was. I feel like it was against dwarfs. Right. Let's get up a screen blocker anyway, quickly. That's the wrong one. There we go. It is a beautiful blocker. So, Void is going Norska and Greenskins. Norska, an interesting choice. Maybe he knows what Mofit likes to play. From what we've seen, Mofit likes to bring vampire counts quite a bit. Yeah, you've seen a lot of the tournament if you've been watching the last live streams and stuff. No, this is just the semi-finals, and then tomorrow at 7 PM GMT we're doing the third place game as well as the finals, yes. Yeah, because the Mighty Hass, who's an absolute ledge, is the guy who put on this tournament. He wanted to give a bit of money into the community and do some tournaments and stuff and just have some fun. So together we came up with some, when he had came a load of ideas, we narrowed them down to the ideas we think could be the most competitive. So 3 Regiment Renowned, plus also having Ultra Funds and that kind of stuff. So we get a little bit mixed builds from what we're used to normally seeing. And yeah, he put up a $1,200 prize pool, which is absolutely crazy. And really big thank you to him. So all 4 of these guys will be getting some of that prize money. And tomorrow we'll be deciding, obviously, who gets, first, second, third, fourth. First getting the most money, the bottom getting the least. I didn't cast it. Okay. It might be cast Neckbert and just not released yet, because sometimes I do them in advance. I swear I saw a game of you versus dwarfs. I don't know why. I swear I saw one, but maybe I'm tripping. I'm really excited, though. Void's going Norska, which is awesome. Love it. So, Norskas versus vampire counts is going to be some pretty crazy stuff for sure. I would love an ice-themed army. Ice-themed builds are certainly good fun. But he's a little limited, Void, with the Regiment Renowned he can bring. I mean, I've played this a few times against, I think it was against Void? Or against Evenstar, maybe? It was one of those two. I've had good success with Norska in this build. Lots of javelins, Flame Sword of Ruin, hunt down the enemy. But of course, the vampire counts, if they can flood the back line and get rid of the javelins or get rid of the magic, you can certainly be in some rather nasty problems as well. Because the problem is, against vampire counts, they can do so many disgusting tactics, like Gaze and Nagash and stuff, where your caster just dies instantly before the battle. It's almost like vampire counts have adopted the way of the Wood Elves, the grindy character assassins, rather than the hit-and-run character assassins, right? There's a skink crawling up my window. That is probably something you should be worried about, particularly if it has a blowpipe in its hand. Let's make sure we updated the scores. We did. Good to see. And let's pop back in. And have a little sip of our drink. That's the good stuff. That is the good stuff. I'll have to wait and see how these champs play. Who's your money on, though? Do you think Void can grab this one back, or do you think it's Mofet's for the taking? Let me add a little poll up quickly. Let us do this. Who will win? We will do Void, who's currently 1-0 down, or Mofet. I mean, a lot of people consider to think Norska are the worst faction in the game, and vampire counts, at least competitively, are one of the best, so it's going to be interesting. Lisbon are everywhere in Florida. I actually went to Florida once. I have actually been to the realm of Florida. It was good fun. Yeah, just offer him some trinkets. Yeah, I mean, Nick, but the problem is, like, I actually quite like Vampire Count. Vampire Count's, like, thematically, right? I often say they're the most boring faction to watch. And a lot of Vampire Count mains like, no, what do you mean, Ducky? You lie. Vampire Counts can be really fun, but in competitive tournament play, there's like 1 or 2 ways that we see them played every single time, which I guess is the most optimal way, and that's what I mean by, like, hey, you can kind of guess what a Vampire Count player is gonna do. It doesn't mean you can stop them. It could be really good fun. So I do like to see interesting Vampire Count games, though, so if you guys have any really fun Vampire Count wins or losses, fun fact, if you want to get cast on the channel, send me a close loss, and it was almost always likely going to get cast, because I do like showing, you know, throwing the audience off a little bit and not letting them know who wins or loses. If you guys got any like really fun Vampire Count builds, like using units that you don't often get to see, certainly send them my way. I'll be very interested to check them out. Very interested. Mofet for the dub, says Robert. Skinks do like shiny fins. It is confirmed. It is confirmed. Skinks do indeed like shiny fins. But Void definitely needs a win here. He needs a win. Otherwise, he will be dropping down. So we'll be able to obviously fight it out tomorrow, which would be up against Hanadins. So one of these players will fight Hanadins tomorrow for the 3rd place fight. And the other one will be fighting Razel for that top fifth. Alternative option, give him armor to guard your house since you're in Florida. I mean, that could be quite useful. You could, like, yeah, recruit him as a little homie. What do you think of 3v3 battles, full undead force versus full man? I actually don't mind doing 3v3 battles and so forth, but my audience seems to mainly just like 1v1s. Like, if I do a 2v2 cast or a 3v cast or a stream with them, it'll always do worse than what the standard 1v1s for some reason. I'm very much looking forward, though, to the game 3, because they've mentioned that there's going to be, like, different multiplayer game modes. I really want the one with the flag. That's going to be so good. Like, I don't know how it's going to play out yet. We'll have to wait and see. But my initial ideas is best of 3s from now on in Warhammer 3 should be the domination, like, star maps. You got the 3 flags as well. Should be for round 1 and 2 of a best of 3. And if it goes to final game, then you do a standard, like, head-to-head, just duke it out to the death fight. It's also going to help deal with a lot of attack and rule, like, problems. What's up, Logic? How's it going, my dude? You've made it in time for maybe the last game of the stream. We've got 1 to 2 more. You've missed 1 semi-final, which was really cool. Particularly the second game was very close stuff. And you just missed one of the games of the tournament between Void and Mofet. As you can see by the scoreboard, Mofet is currently 1-0 up, taking down Void's Empire with the Beastmen. And now he's bringing Vampire Counts against Void, which is normally what Void's territory is like, right? Void loves the Vampire Counts. It's kind of his jam. But he's going to have to face them today. Good luck, have fun from both players. Good luck, have fun, lads. Yeah, like, some people prefer 2v2s. I would love to do a free-for-all tournament and stuff. Like, free-for-alls are really fun. I don't play them anywhere near enough. But yeah, just, like, people don't really seem to like watching it, unfortunately. I still do it anyway sometimes. Mix it up. Hey, you got 69 watching. Bow chicka bow wow. If you guys are enjoying, make sure to leave a little thumbs up and all that good stuff. Caradoc, did you play in this tournament? I don't think I remember seeing you play. Which kind of sucks. I haven't seen you play in a little while, man. Good to see you back hopefully soon in some of Logic's tournaments as well. No, Hanadins went out, Logic. Hanadins went out. He'll be fighting in the 3rd place game tomorrow, but he did go down 2-0 to Razel. Or Raziel. I always say the name wrong. Either way. I believe it's Razel, so... Mighty CJ lurking in the wings there. Cool. Void's ready, just waiting on the Mighty Mofet. Let's get this battle crack-a-lackin'. Iron Sand Desert. A place full of bones and dead fins. Bones and dead fins. Should be good fun, though. I'm looking forward to this. If that first game is anything to go by, I want this to go all the way. I want Void to take this one and have that 3rd game, because that battle was insane. Very good play by both players as well. It just came down to those war wagons being allowed to be caught as well. That was a little bit nasty. We saw Void play a very different playstyle from what we're used to seeing him play there with the Empire, so maybe he's been mixing up and experimenting it recently and catching a few people off guard in the tournament as well. But Vampire Counts against Norska. I still think it favors Counts, but I don't think Norska are bad here whatsoever. I think they can do some really good work. I think Ethereal units might be a bit of a trap. Might be a bit of a trap. Actually, because of the Flame and Sword of Runes, almost definitely going to be bought, but you got a load of options as well. It'd be good. Do you think a person who mainly plays one faction has an edge against playing against their own favorite faction? Yes. I think playing against your own faction does let you in on quite a few weaknesses of that faction. So, before anyone says anything, boop, let's get rid of that screen blocker. I love that screen blocker. It's so cool. It was made by Nathan, I believe, or Natwig, you may know from a couple of the streams. Anyway, for the forces of the mighty Norska, we have Marauder Berserkers 1, 2, 3, and 4, including the brutes of the Hound, unbreakable fanatics of the old gods. They can certainly do a lot of work chewing their way through zombies and skeleton warriors. They claim from the chaff quite a lot. We have double War Mammoth War Shrine, which is wild. I don't ever really get to see War Shrines being bought. They have the Giver of Glory as well as Favor of the Ruinous Power. Increasing leadership is always quite nice, and I believe this gives fire damage. Not magic damage though, but hey, fire damage is still good. We have Marauder Hunters 1, 2, and 3, backed up by Familiar Warriors and the Maws of Savagery. Armored werewolves leaping with joyful glee into battle. Also Icehorn Marauders in the back. We have Frog the Troll King alongside a Skinwolf Were King and a Familiar Balefiend of Fire with Burning Head and Cascading Firecloak. Always cool to see a Skinwolf Were King come into action. It is certainly very scary indeed. As for Mr. Mofet, he does have his zombies, forming them in a straight line. This is an interesting tactic. The idea is that it slows down your opponent and they have to grind through more. You can actually just bypass it though, or obviously get a nice spell down the middle. But I've seen a few players do this. It's got decent effect, it would seem. Like, enough people have done it that I guess it does indeed work. I haven't seen too much of it on live stream in recent times, however. It seems to have died, like one of those strategies which has died out recently. We have Blood Knights. We have 2 units of Blood Knights here. We also have Skeleton Warriors and Graveguard as well. So we have Sternsmen, Graveguard, Skeleton Warriors, load of zombies, a White King. We have Crypt Horrors in the back, which is pretty cool. I never get to see them in action. A Blood Dragon Vampire Lord in the skies with his Helm of Discord, to be really scary. Invocation Head, Dance Macabre, as well as, so one. Raised Head, Invocation Head, yes, that. And we also have a Terrorgeist to boot as well. The White King going to be very scary. And going to be an interesting fight. We don't actually have... Do we have Gaze and Nagash? Let's have a little look. No, we just have the Breath. Interesting. You almost don't ever see a Vampire Camp player now not bring Gaze and Nagash. That's kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool for sure. The zombie hordes do march forward, giving off distinct Game of Thrones vibes here with the White Walker kind of leading the enemy on an ethereal undead horse. The Terrorgeists do need to be careful though, including the Dragon Frog hits like an absolute truck. The Javelins can do a lot of work, and the War Mammoth War Shrines as well can be very scary indeed. So they're floating forward, just vibing, testing the waters. Javelins are being launched forward as well after the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord and the Terrorgeist, who can try juking back and forth, which is okay. Like, you can waste some ammunition, but as gigantic, slow flying monsters, it's kind of hard to juke, and you can see they've already taken some damage. Looks like a lot more significant damage this time as well. We are getting a big fat breath attack down on the Balefiend, but of course they're simply going to juke, and this is not a good start by Mofet, unfortunately. His flies take massive damage there and do absolutely 0 damage back in return. They are wasting, ammo on the Javelins, but Javelins are here to kill stuff, and that's certainly what they're doing. We have the Blood Knights wrapping up and around the flanks. They need to shut down at the Javelins, but likewise finishing off the War Mammoth will be nice. Familiar Warriors will be a nice counter to them in general. Javelin's going to continue to pile in. Zombies are shuffling their bouteilles forward and are looking to engage with the enemy. Frog and the Skinwolf Were King going to be trying to drive in as well. So the zombies... There is less of a front fighting in theory for the Berserkers, but now they're wrapping around the flanks. I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference, although it is going to make it maybe a little bit worse, actually, for the magical items to go down. Berserkers do take some decent damage. In come the Blood Knights, however, they get countercharged by Icehorn Marauders, the Thamir, as well as the War Shrine and Frog. Yeah, you better run. Look at how much damage the Blood Knights took there. Jeez! Down to about half HP after an attempted cycle charge. Not gone well so far for the forces of the Vampire Counts, but they're a grindy faction. They can certainly come back into this. We do have Skeleton Warriors trying to push through onto the Javelins. We also have a big, fat, juicy, overcast Burning Head. Going to be roasting the Sternsman, nearly one-shotting the unit, and also catching this second unit of Graveguard as well. Void playing out of his skin here, try to get his way back in to this set of games. Now, the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is going to jump down on the Thamir Balefiend, although their job has already been done. Sternsmen are dying right now. We do see a big Helm of Discord go down. Belfiend may well be able to survive, however. Skeleton Warriors starting to push around the back, and the Blood Knights as well, trying to find a home. Crypt Horrors will be jumping in. Might not be a bad idea, jumping on top of these Berserkers and finishing them off and help the front line push through. In the main fight, Helm of Discord is the only thing keeping the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord alive right now. He has to fall back. This is not a good engagement for him whatsoever. Double Mammoth plus Frog plus Famir. I mean, this could be a game-breaking mistake right here. Or a game-costing mistake, I should say. The Blood Dragon coming down like this with the Terrorgeist, there's just simply no way they're going to get any damage done and not get their asses absolutely beat. Now, the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord and the Terrorgeist should be able to get up to the skies once more, can turn around and do breath attacks and so forth. The Blood Knights are going to be maybe charging off the Javelins would be a really nice play. Unfortunately, they're just taking a load of damage right now. Skeleton Warriors failing to push in the back. We do get a big, juicy breath attack come down, although it looks like for the most part it did unfortunately miss a lot of the enemy troops. White King is now surrounded by Frog and not having a good day whatsoever. Left-hand side's gone really good, though, for the Vampire Counts. They are starting to push their way in a little bit. We definitely need to see some big, fat healing go down and some big character sniping. Now is the time to come after Frog as well as the caster, whilst Mammoths are away dealing with the Blood Knights, so they have turned their mighty tusks around, and in come the War Mammoths of the Norskans, charging in to dish out pain to their enemy. Burning Heads does go down again, this time on top of the regiment around skeletons and zombies. Those Burning Heads have been absolutely insane, doing so much damage here. I don't think there's any way to kill the Double War Mammoth here. Double War Mammoth War Shrine, I need to look up the fruit rules. I don't think you allowed that in banner rules, but maybe fruit's different. We can check afterwards. We've got a referee in chat, luckily. The Terrorgeist is going to fly high in the skies. Blood Dragon does get an invocation and a heck up as well. Turn around doing some big breath attacks could be clutch. Looks like the Famir has finally been dealt with, the caster at least. The Blood Knights, though, not looking too healthy. Crypt Horrors attempting to grind it out. And hey, it's not over yet. As long as we still have breath in our lungs, although I'm not sure the undead do have breath in their lungs, the fight is not over. If they can isolate key targets at the right time, there still maybe is a chance. They're trying to beat down this unit of Berserkers, but it is the Regiment Renowned, so they're going to be unbreakable. And that pesky little Skinwolf Werekin is getting in here and doing some really nice damage. Frog's also jumping in. Even with the Helm of Discord, if he connects, it's certainly going to hurt quite a bit. Undead forces do seem to be crumbling all over the battlefield. You can see the Mammoths sticking together, and then the characters sticking together as well, forming two really scary blobs. Sort of Anti-Heroes does go down on the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. Is trying to get out of here, but it looks like it's been pinned in by the Maws of Savagery. These brave werewolves pin their bodies on the line, ripping and tearing at the throat as rotting flesh is pulled away in their maws. Terrorgeist is getting absolutely, bam, slapped right now by Frog, and that looks like it is going to be game for Void and the Norskans. Very well played. He is back in the game, and hey, showcasing that the Norskans, they're not a bad faction. Maybe a little underrated. Still one of the worst in the game, but hey, they can certainly do a job at the end of the day. This is Norska indeed. Indeed, indeed. Oh, Double Shrine is fine. Awesome. I think on banner rules you couldn't take Double Shrine unless I'm tripping. Maybe it was you couldn't take a Shrine with the Soul Crusher. There was some weird rule about it. But they did good, the War Mammoths there. They did very good. So 1,490 damage value and 774, but they constantly given that buff. And the leadership is really nice as well to keep encouraging the nearby troops. Now, the Maws of Savagery got just shy of 2,000 damage value, 64 kills, not bad whatsoever. 1.8k on the Famir Warriors is a really good work. The two monstrous infantry did a fantastic job. Javelins, 1,868 and 620 value on them. 1k on the Brutes of the Hound, 650 on the Berserkers, 578, 494. You've certainly won my heart, Void, there, bringing my favorite Viking boys and doing some really good work. 184, 139, 141 and 91 kills. Berserkers going absolutely berserk. 1.5k value on the Skinwolf Wereking, 1.5 on the Famir Belfiend of Fire, and 1.1 on Frog. As for Mofit, just got his characters kind of caught out in bad engagements. The Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, 1.4k value. The White Kings struggling as well in the mid to low hundreds. Zombies as well, kind of. Obviously, they're meant to struggle. Infantry isn't here to do that much damage. The Grave Guard, 400 value, 545 value, 250 value, 967, 418 for the Blood Knights. Blood Knights really did bad. 680 value on the Crypt Ghouls, or Crypt Holders I should say, and 119. 750 on the Terror guys. Just none of the big heavy hitters, unfortunately, lifting their weight for Mofet today. GG. So the last map will be played on Broken Leg Gully. Broken Leg Gully is up next. So, one thing to show, I'd like to throw a little bit of a kind of curveball for our players. What the sponsor wanted to do, which was the mighty Hass, the original Hass man himself, decided to add in a couple of unique maps with some really big problems for the players to solve. And they don't get to know what these maps are till the day. So we've already had maps with giant statues in the middle of them. We've had ones which are big dips and so forth. Maps kind of like Alpine Ridge, right? Which they really get your mind thinking. Like, holy crap, I can't actually play in the playstyle I normally play with because the map is so different. And this is one of the maps he has put forward. I'm looking forward to see how our players do indeed come up with solving the problems this map produces. I think this map may have actually been in tournaments years ago, but it's a very odd map in general. It's kind of split into multiple parts. Sorry, the bracket thing doesn't work, Jerry. I think you can't do that on YouTube, unfortunately. It's just like a Twitch thing at the moment. You can bring in banners? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Is making all the zombies and skellies 3 gold bars worth it? No, not really. They're kind of born to die, right? No man for Soul Crusher, that's the one I'm thinking of. Thank you guys for the clarification. You guys are swift, thanks so much. But it's gone? Oh, okay. And most people have moved over to Fruit Rules at the moment. We'll see, obviously, what ends up in Total War Warhammer 3. Yeah, so the bracket, Jerry, this is the final semi-final. So it's just the previous semi-final was between Hanadins and Razel. If you don't want to know the score, then cover your ears for the next 5 seconds. If you do want to know the score, it was a 2-0 victory to Razel. We'll be seeing them in the finals tomorrow, but we also seen Hanadins as well coming back in to the stream tomorrow to fight for 3rd place. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, YouTube's got a little bit of catching up to do on Twitch with some of their plugins and stuff, which I think are really cool. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. It surely wouldn't take them that much time to add in stuff like that. At least you wouldn't have thought. But it's 1-0. Odd to root against Norska, 100%. The Wolfkin did bits. The Wolfkin did do bits. He is Russian but not VM. Yeah, no, Mofet isn't VM. I think he just plays a lot of the VM guys. If you're wondering about like playstyle, they've kind of got a similar playstyle. I think he was in the VM training program, but that may be wrong. But that may be wrong. Oh, we've got over 80 people watching. Hope you guys are enjoying so far. We are going to the last game of the stream, sadly. If you've been enjoying, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and all that good standard YouTube business. It's been good fun so far. I'm very much looking forward to the finals tomorrow as well. More importantly, though, I'm just buzzed. I'm enjoying this tournament a lot. It's been really refreshing and nice and new while we kind of wait for Warhammer 3. So probably going to come up with a few more ideas as well and try and do some interesting tournaments while we wait. And then when Warhammer 3 comes out, we can get back cracking with all the good top tier competitive stuff. Although we still do have Death Before Dishonor Season 10, which I want to wrap up before Warhammer 3 comes out. That'll be 10 seasons of Total Warhammer 2, which is crazy. And we've done the first heat of that, Kalar Harmon booking his spot in the finals. Taking a break and put it on the back burners for now, obviously, while this tournament does go on. And it is Void to pick 3 and 1. Make sure we got no questions in Discord. Looks like we're all good. I've just seen Stormrunner's meme in the chat, which is pretty hilarious. Oh, I do not know what type of map it is. I have Russian version. It should be called. It should be called Broken Leg Gully. I don't know how to explain what the map looks like. I don't know if The void has the translation. We'll see. Tournament idea, no legendary lords or heroes, generic versions instead. Yeah, we've done like, I think we've done a few King of the Hills like that. Like, you can only have to bring like generic ones. It's pretty good fun. We could definitely do that for like a Flash tournament as well. 100%. This is so random. It kind of makes me sad we don't have a full army of humanoid bees, ants, wasps, and termites. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be very cool. Let's see if I can find the translation. Let's do a old Google Translate, which is probably unreliable. It's called Broken Leg Gully. Let's see if this works. Oh no, does copy and paste work here? No, it does not. So he's trying and failing to find it at the moment. But yeah, we can do that soon, Elden Mist, for sure. I mean, I'm going to be doing a stream on Monday. That's for Anticity's ladder fin, which I actually still need a couple of champions for. We've got basically guaranteed 5 champions to go to fight on his ladder over Sunday and Monday. I'm only streaming Monday because I'm working Sunday. I have 3 champions so far, which I believe are Energize, Captellus, and Wicked D. But I need to get 2 more. If not, we can do one of the other maps he suggested. If not, go Golden Monolith. Oh, it's because he keeps switching the maps. I can't type. I have to. Oh god, this is gonna be pain. I can't type when he's switching maps. It like takes you off for some reason. I will send a message in Discord. Cool. Send a message that you should switch it up. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's a cool idea, Trigger. I agree. I agree indeed. Is that a picture of a dolphin as your profile picture as well? It's almost as good as Ryan's polar bear. Almost. Not quite on the same level. Oh, thank you so much. A tribute to the 2-winged, 1-armed, 2-bladed duck. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. That might be the greatest fin I've ever been called. The 2-winged, 1-armed, 2-bladed duck. That may well be the greatest title. Oh, do you mean for the duck on the screen? That's actually a picture of me that was taken one day. Hello, boys. What's up, man? Thank you, man. That's honestly super generous. I really do appreciate it, bro. Is there any reason why dwarf flamethrower weapons and Skaven warp flamethrowers are not brought against undead more? Dwarf flame ones are relatively common. Simply due to the fact they can do a bucket ton of damage against like the flies and stuff, and you bring them in mass. But I think for Skaven they're just generally considered better options. Like Poison Wing Globadiers are just better in every way. They like do the same job but better, and are more versatile in other jobs. Yeah, it's really annoying because I can't actually type. Yeah. There it is. Found it. That's the one. Cool. What's up, Jay Phoenix? How's it going? Hope you're all good in the hood. Long time no see. Have you been continuing to enjoy your Game of Thrones tabletop game? You sent me some really cool pictures before, I believe, of Jon Snow and Ghost, I think. Just hope that's still going well. Oh, so there we go in the translation, and now we should be good to go. I believe they're deployed left to right, I think, so you kind of go through this gully. Maybe it is top to bottom, and you have to like fight your way through. It'd be interesting nonetheless. Void to pick 3 and ban 1. Remember, you can always make a phoenix by lighting a duck on fire, or you can make a real, like, angry, singed enemy. Which could be a problem. I don't know, man. I've seen ducks survive worse. What's up, Matthew Coffin? How's it going, dude? Hope you're all good in the hood. Like, I know I shouldn't say this as a duck. Alright, I'm aware I should not say this as a duck. But crispy duck pancake rolls are amazing. And crispy duck in general is amazing. It tastes so good. I'm painting some cav right now. Oh, awesome, Phoenix. In fact, I think I had crispy duck for Christmas. Glad to see Void's PC is no longer a meme. Yeah, I think he got a bit better. No worries, man. Autocorrect corrected to German for you. You're writing an English test tomorrow. Good luck, man. Are you like writing the test or are you taking the test? Good luck with it. Good luck indeed. There's Void to pick 3 and a ban 1 now. Broken Leg Gully is a interesting map for sure. I mean, your main battle line's kind of split up by these mighty ridges, as you can see, and there's some trees for some sneaky Vanguard shenanigans, which, of course, cause some problems. Of course, cause some problemos. Looks like he's still trying to figure it out. Plan and scheme. Yeah, I know, it's a little bit cannibal-like, isn't it? In return, I did feed a load of the ducks down by my, like, local park. There's, like, a load of ducks and stuff near, like, Bushy Park in Tenton, which is, like, walking distance from where I can get there quite easily. So I went there and fed them, and then I ate a roast duck. The duck says, say hi to my big brother. As the goose is in charge, is that you? Yeah, geese is scary, man. Even one's called Howard. You've never tried duck. Honestly, Emperor is really good. Crispy duck pancake rolls is a jam with plum sauce. The Void is going to be bringing out the big guns now. He's bringing Beastmen, VP, and Wood Elves, banning Greenskins. Which I think is a really solid choice. What have we seen Mofet play so far? I mean, what am I doing if I'm Mofet right here? I might honestly go Wood Elves. Ban Wood Elves, maybe. You want to take your chance against the Beastmen, though, which is pretty scary stuff. Like, banning Beastmen's always quite nice as well. What would I do? It's a tough one. I wouldn't be able to go to my favourite lizard boys here, really. There's quite a few rough ones for them there. Yeah, you could ban Beastmen, go Dowie, and then you have to deal with Wood Elf Kite all day. He's going Dowie! He's going Dowie! Mighty dwarf players rejoice. I don't think Kelliger Iron Fist is in today's stream. I'm sure he'll watch this back, and it is your time to shine, my boy. We're going to see some Dowie in action. Again, I don't know if Logic's still here, but I know he's a big fan. This is cool. Dwarfs banning Beastmen. So it's going to be Dwarfs versus VP or Wood Elves. I'm 100% expecting Void to go Wood Elves. Like, VP is a trash matchup for the VP. It is so bad. Dwarfs dominate it. Though it is ultra fun, so Finn's maybe a bit different. Interesting to see how the kite goes, actually. Ultra Funds means more Dowie shields on the battle line to stop more arrows. Ultra Funds, Dwarfs might be a smart pick here. Normally, it's a bit Wood Elf favored if you know how to play it. Let's make sure the Great Duck is on the screen. It is. It is indeed. Yeah, Logic, it's the last game of the stream and we're getting Dwarfs, man. Void for days. Let's go, Ducky! Luke backing up Void here. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, the Shoebill Stork? So, fun fact. When I was a kid, I looked out into my garden and I saw a dinosaur, right? I saw a pterodactyl, like, sitting on our pond. So I ran to my parents and I'm like, guys, there's a dinosaur on the back garden. I'm not even kidding. It's literally a dinosaur. And I was a little kid, so like, what on earth are you talking about? And they go to the back, and there was like a giant stork or something in our little pond, and it had like a fish in its mouth. And my parents tell me now it's like the biggest stork they've ever seen in their life. And they're like, you know what? Fair play. I would probably consider it a dinosaur as well. This is like a massive beast just gulping down all of our fish. Oh no. Is it really going to be vampirates? Well, Void's got one big tactic here you can play, and that's about it. He's going to go mass flyers to kill anything with magic damage, and then just mass sirens. But Thoric Ironbrow does change this a bit. Rune of Wrath and Rune, I don't believe does magic damage, actually. It just does fire damage, right? What ways can you get magic attack as dwarfs? I mean, you have the Dragonback Slayers. I seem to remember to do magic damage. You have the Peak Gate Guard, and you have Thoric Ironbrow. You can get Gotrek. That is about it, though. The fire rings are nice against the sirens. You've got to land your fire rings correctly. You've got to land it correctly. Flame cannons are very high risk, minimal rewards. They can do amazing, but it's not in many instances, unfortunately. It's the Dowie, baby. It's the Dowie. Let's go. I'm very excited for them. Cool story. Yeah, so it's random story there while we're waiting. He'll do Bess, you reckon? Man, Bess is very risky. Very, very risky. Cannons obliterate Bess. It's a good map for it, though. Like, you can take the high ground in here and kind of shoot down on your enemy from afar. I'm really interested to see how these guys go. In fact, can I see both builds? I think I can only see Void's build. There should be a screen blocker up so you guys can't see either. Mass Mongol Vanguard be nice. Yeah, well, you reckon you go for a rush build? I think there's a good chance we'll get a load of bats in the sky with handguns. And a load of sirens. That's the way I've seen this played before. Yeah, short range artillery not being strong. Yeah, that's kind of sadly true. Emperor, I would agree with you there. I would agree. It's looking like a cool build though from Void. I'm liking it quite a bit. I am liking it quite a bit. Very interested to see how Ultra Funds does change things up. Mostly 4 carronades here? Possibly. I think it's just a big gamble. Like, if the dwarves then go for, like, I don't know, 2 cannons, they can kind of outshoot you quite a lot. I think the safe way to go is mass sirens and, like gunning flies in the air. But likewise, I mean, Queen Bess can be very good as well. I mean, a combination. We can combine all these, right? You could go mass sirens and carronades because it's Ultra Funds. So that's certainly possible. Mongols as well are a decent choice here. Even the Night Terrors could do good work, and considering you need to bring 3 Regiment Renown, I think that might not be the worst idea in the world. Kind of why flame cannons are memes? Or because of the short range, yeah. They actually do massive damage. I used to like them against vampire counts because you would roast Graveguard in just a few volleys and they'd pay for themselves. But yeah, Fellbat summons and now like Gaze in the Gash spam and stuff can really punish them quite hard. Thank you so much, Ryan! The Mighty Bear roars. Just because there's a Dowie match, here's a donation. See? I've got Mofit watching my back here. I've got to root for the boy now. Now that he's brought out the dwarfs and brought out Ryan's heart. I'm assuming you're back in the dwarfs, man. I do love some dwarf action. I need to get some more dwarf replays up soon. I think tomorrow's replay... I haven't done... No, I have done tomorrow's replay. What is tomorrow's replay? Good question, Ducky. Good question. I've recorded a replay. I don't think it includes dwarfs, but I'll try and get dwarfs in the next couple of days. Just for you, my dude. But thank you guys so much. Honestly, all the donations are super generous, and they're kind of what keeps the channel going and just helps out so much. I really do appreciate it. Imagine flame cannons into Empire war wagons. Oh, hell yeah. That'd be gangster. Flame wagons. Oh. Anyone got a CA's number? Mofet's ready. Dwarfs versus VP. And the VP player willingly picking it into dwarfs. Wild stuff. Rather than Wood Elves. I mean, I guess because Ultra funds Wood Elves, it might be Dowie favored again, just because there's so many dwarfs you have to grind through, and your Weight Watchers can't get through everything, right? So with good onion tactics, it might be quite tough. It might be quite tough. Massive Feral, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Soul Lord Skulls are actually good here as well, Phoenix. I do agree with that as well. There's a good chance we could see a lot of Feral troops here. It's just tough to deal with. I think you have to commit, though. If you're going to go Feral, you go Feral. You don't bring 1 or 2 units, you bring like 4. Because the Fiery Rings and so forth are just going to obliterate 2 units. But the Fiery Rings can only be in so many places at one time. Now, Sirens don't do that much damage. They are AP, which is useful up against the Dwarves. They do magic damage, which isn't too nice for them. And of course, there's a lot of problems for them in that sense. But there's also not much on the Dwarf roster which can actually harm them. Now, Gunnery White Crab's still probably quite viable here. Snipe our Dwarf characters, right? Just shoot them all day. And shoot for a Ironbrow would be good. Luther Harkin, probably not the best. I think he gets shot at the sky too much, but Count Noctis on foot might not be terrible, because he can dual Thoric Ironbrow relatively well. Maybe some Copters or Bombers, yeah, for sure. Ironbreakers are going to be a serious problem alongside Peak Gate Guard and Hammerers. Ironbreakers is a shout, actually. I mean, if there's a Queen Bess, they will take a lot of damage, but Sirens just, like, Ironbreakers don't care. Ironbreakers don't care if you're a Feral, you're not doing any damage to them. Looks like a Mofet's ready to rumble. Best of luck, lads. Looking forward to this. Oh, the Emperor! Man, what an absolute Chad! Also coming with a donation. Thank you so much, my dude. What faction are you most looking forward to in Game 3? Also, haven't donated in a while, so it's about time, eh? Man, thank you. You are honestly one of the biggest supporters of the channel, and I really do appreciate it, man. It's always good to see you here. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Which faction am I looking forward to the most for Game 3? Ooh, probably still Kislev, man. Like, Polar Bears. It's just Polar Bears galore. The Great Bear God. It's such a cool faction, I think, Kislev around thematically. So they've kind of won my heart. Of course, we have Tzeentch of the Mighty Ducks as well, are really cool. So probably between Tzeentch and Kislev, I would say. Though, to be honest, I'm looking forward to all the factions. It's kind of crazy. I don't know where I'm going to start. I'm going to be a little bit lost, I think. I'll make sure to do a load of campaign streams, a load of multiplayer streams, a load of every stream. When, you know, the game comes out, we'll do a load of tournaments. I'm going to go pretty ham, I think, once the game comes out. I'll probably up my damage output, or my video output, to like 2 videos a day for the first 2 to 3 weeks. So we go over everything new and stuff to make sure you guys have a load of cool content to see, and then we go back to the regular schedule. Yeah, the Bear Cav have kind of won me over, Emperor, I must be honest. Kislev screams logic. Yeah. Ironbreakers could be a serious problem here. I have no idea. I've seen Void's build because it was on my screen, but I can't see Mofet's build. Void's build's very good, very competitive. Got a little bit of everything in it. Pretty cool map we have here as well, the Broken Leg Gully in the snow. Got some trees either side, as well as these horrible mountains. They're like rotten teeth, like, or fangs kind of erupting from the earth. They look absolutely horrible. They kind of like someone bended them out of the ground and poof, straight up into the air. Very cool stuff, however. Pretty cool map as well of these two, like, upper ridges. Do you decide to fight on top of a ridge, fight in the middle on the low ground? Lots of sneaky tactics and disgusting tactics that you can indeed do. Now, I know there is a screen blocker up, do not worry. I'm waiting for the players to load in because I don't want to crash the game. So now the image shall disappear before your very eyes. Goodbye, beautiful duck. You have guarded the builds rather well. And let's delve into this vampire count build first. So it is Void. What's up, Sonic the Hedgehog as well? Thank you so much, man. Stream has been perfect right after the finals. Thank you. No worries, bro. Honestly, man, you guys have been super generous today. I really appreciate it, bud. It's very lovely of you to donate there. And don't worry, I got more glorious action for you coming tomorrow as well with another live stream. I hope you've just been enjoying the content, honestly. It's really cool to see, you know, people having a good fun time. So for the VP, it is 4 units of Sirens. So you guys are right on the magic damage. 4 units of Sirens, a little bit of chaff in the front in the form of zombie pirate deck cam mobs. we have Queen Bess, and Queen Bess is stationed behind this rock, so she should be able to fire pretty much unimpeded. They won't be able to have any real nasty cannon shooting back. We have a Vampire Fleet Admiral with a pistol of vampires on the ground. Raise Dead and Invocation Heck shall be the poisons of choice. Of course, double gunnery white. It's not a vampire pirate build anymore without double gunnery white. Zombie pirate gunnery mob down on the ground. Double scurvy dogs. We also have a rotting leviathan down here and deck droppers. We have deck droppers and the Salt Lord scuttlers and a unit of fellbats to deal with the enemy air. We have a unit of night terrors on the right, and it looks like a unit of Mongols on the left-hand side. For the Dowie, they are taking a defensive position high up on the right. In the center, they have double miners, one of which is Ekrand miners. We also have Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, Auric Ironbrow, Double Slayer, one of which is Dragonback, and some Quarrelers, interestingly enough. So we have Quarrelers, we have Longbeards, we do have Nogland Ironbreakers, but just the one unit of Ironbreakers is... I don't know, I would like to have seen one or two more units, I think, of the Ironbreakers. They're not going to be able to get flanked very easily if they do take the low ground, but they're taking the high ground instead here. We have Rangers, 1, 2, and 3, one of which is the regiment... Oh, no, it's not regiment round, it is Bugman Rangers. Double Master Engineer, of course, and we do have an air corps here. We have a Gyrocopter, a Brimstone gun, Gyrocopter, Brimstone gun, and you guessed it, a Gyrocopter with a Brimstone gun. Now, they're not going to have the best of days, though, because they are up against all these flyers. Now, they do fantastic damage there. Kill the Gunnery Whites, they kill Queen Bess, but the deck droppers will be a bit of a problem for them, particularly the Salt Lord Scuttlers, I believe, could be a bit of a problem. I mean, they're bombers, so maybe not so much. We've got to kill that unit of deck droppers. Passes also fellbats, and these guys can just move into combat against them, which is a little bit nasty. A little bit nasty. Let's just send my fair message. On the white line. Cool. Just let him know he's going to have to advance because the white line is unfortunately right here. But he's only got like one unit range is really in the way, so once the battle gets underway, they should hopefully advance into a better position. Ducky boy, can we watch the stream? Yeah, man, you can watch the stream. Wait, is the pin up, you're saying still? It shouldn't be there. Can we watch the stream? You can watch, man. I don't know. I don't know why you won't be able to. Honestly, Kislev winged people? Yeah, that'd be very cool indeed. Cool, yeah, he's repositioned a little bit away, I think. We've got a decent little bit of room. Kind of wrapping around now. Nice to see. Good luck, have fun to these chads. Yeah, those Ironbreakers could have a problem here. Right, a grudge on that rock. Yeah, that rock is a shameful display. Although there's no cannons here, so... Oh, disgusting. Can you smell that? It smells like a smoldering dowie. Oh my god. Oh, they've become like a goo. They've just become a dowie goo on the floor. It's even cleared out the snow, and another shot comes in. Longbeards not having a good day out the rip. Dwarfs will have to instantly start advancing, obviously, on this right-hand side. Not the worst idea to advance on the Sirens. Now, he has chosen a bit of an unfortunate path in. That Queen Bess is actually the other side of the battlefield, and the Dwarfs cannot outlast Queen Bess's ammo because there's gunnery whites here and they're simply going to replenish that ammunition. They need to get nice and aggressive. Dowie have to push forward and start charging down the enemy. Now, Rangers open up fire on the Sirens. That's going to do basically no damage, but they are, of course, moving forwards here as they are unleashing a few volleys. Now, the Vampire's going to be readjusting, falling back, forming a defensive formation, which is what I certainly like to see. Dwarfs are in the low ground here. Probably want to hold back, actually, and vibe with the main force, I think. Nice little juke there on Queen Bess's shot. It is very dodgeable if your micro is on point, however, but the Sirens can easily swoop down and harass all these guys, pinning them in place and allowing Queen Bess to bring the pain. The Gyrocopters are crucial to this Dowie build. They can kill the Leviathan, they can kill Queen Bess, they can kill the Gunnery Whites. They have to stay alive here. Looks like first few shots actually going to the Fellbats, which, I mean, the Fellbats do need to get taken out. So it's not the worst idea to get them off, but it's not going to be very cost-effective or ammo-effective either. Is Queen Bess considered a regiment of renowned? I'm not really... Yeah, it is a regiment of renowned. Yes, it is. Bigger shot does come in on the Ekrand miners, and it connects. Oh, these shots are landing pretty hardcore style here from Queen Bess. Up to 22 kills already, loads of HP damage, and we can see one unit of zombie pirate deck cam mobs just moving forward. Most likely looking to pin the Warriors of Dragonfire in place so Queen Bess can land a shot, which hey, would not be a bad idea whatsoever. Dwarves have taken the high ground. We have a load of Quarrelers and Buckman Rangers raining down shots, just picking apart some of the cheaper chaff here of the VP force as the main battle line does start to engage. However, we have Sirens and Scurvy Dogs floating into the back, and yeah, these Longbeards are having a really, really tough day today. Not been good for them at all. Queen Bess is launching some shots in after the Quarrelers. This time, unfortunately, she does not find her aim, and she does miss. However, her ammunition looking fantastic as always, due to the fact we can get that lovely restock coming in from the Gunnery Whites. Gyrocopters continue to float around the right-hand side. Slayers are also trying to push forward now. The Dragonback Slayers do indeed not do magic damage. I thought they might do magic damage for some reason. I think they just give the weakness to fire and stuff. Which, hey, you know, could help out maybe if there's some nice combinations here and there. Queen Bess is firing in again, does catch the Rangers. The Dwarfs are in a real too much bunched up tight formation, and Queen Bess is just absolutely causing mass havoc amongst their ranks now. Now, Dwarfs on the low ground. Looks like Ekron Miners are able to beat back the Scurvy Dogs. He does need to be careful of Sirens here. Let's get a little fiery ring going down the line. A fiery ring on these Sirens would be devastating right now. But you can see both the Master Engineers are running out of support, and they could easily get surrounded by Scurvy Dogs and Sirens and killed off in the early game now. It does seem like the Gyrocopters are trying to push forward. Felbat's pinned them in place just above the handgunners, and it looks like the deck droppers are going to be moving back. This has been an absolute clinic so far from the mighty force of Void and how to deal with the Dowie. Those Sirens are getting forced back, and the Dowie are still advancing. It does look like the Master Engineers are starting to struggle. We did get the fire rings go down on the Sirens. As you can see, they've taken considerable damage right now and are not having the best day. We do have the Warrior Dragonfire Pass, would work in really nice synergy with the Dragonback Slayers here, given the weakness of fire, but it looks like they're just going to have to maintain their fight on their own for now. Gyrocopter is running back in the skies. The mighty Rotting Leviathan is surrounded by Longbeards, not having it the best of days though. Sirens are getting dragged down as well. Gyrocopter unable to take down Queen Bess, is being harassed by the deck droppers. Queen Bess up to 92 dead Dowie on her resume. Another shot does rain in and completely misses. Scurvy Dogs have started to shut down Quarrelers, and that's really bad news. You can see Miners trying to desperately rush back and save their kindred. Buckman Rangers are pushing forward, and as are the Dragonback Slayers, going to be hopping on top of zombies and maybe surrounding the Gunnery Whites. So the Dowie player is certainly not out of this yet, trying his best to claw his way back in, but I think Void has played this really well in the early stages to get a massive advantage into the mid game here. Warrior Dragonfire Pass will finish off Sirens. Night Terrors are starting to walk their way towards the Master Engineers, have been quite out of position the majority of the game, unfortunately. Definitely think the Dwarves should advance as one mighty fighting force. Longbeards can come back here as well. Quarrelers and Rangers are starting to pile on the pressure to the Salt Lord Scuttlers, looking to drag them down, and the Longbeards are supported by the Dragonback Slayers against the Gunnery Whites. However, Sirens now will disengage and start finishing off the Bugman Rangers. More Sirens as well are currently fighting Slayers here in the front, although a little bit sloppy. Handguns did take considerable damage. They didn't really need to take there from the Slayers. Where are the Iron Breakers is going to be pretty huge. Oh my god, looks like they just got a... Oh my god, Queen Bess just wrecked them. That's really bad work from them. Normally you expect them to get thousands of value, but the Iron Breakers have been absolutely dumpstered so far. Dwarfs certainly starting to run out of steam. Invocation of Heck goes down on Sirens, as well as the Morngulls and the zombie pirate deckhand mobs. The Bomber's doing some nice work, up to 64 kills. Forik Ironbrow has also not been really getting too engaged with the main fighting. Shutting down the Sirens would be some really lovely play for him. You can see the Royal Leviathan is having a good time. The Master Engineers are both in a really precarious situation. There are some Rampaging Night Terrors amongst them, plus a Rotten Leviathan. That's basically all your magic attacks gone now, with these guys falling, unless Forik Ironbrow can carry the day in the end, and I've seen it happen. Vampire Fleet Admiral is doing some decent work on the Longbeards down here. Slayers have finished off some Morngulls, which is really nice play. Maybe wants to jump on the Gunnery White now as well. The Air Corps is starting to be whittled down, and Forik is pretty scary in the late game here, but the Gunnery White's been alive, I think might be enough to seal the deal here. Master Engineer does pop a fire ring, trying to clear himself out a bit. He does good work to the Scurvy Dogs, probably enough to kill them. In fact, they do crumble into dust, but the Night Terror's hunting them down. Both Master Engineers are currently running for their life. So the Slayers, if they're able to shut down the Gunnery Whites... Oh, there's two Gunnery Whites, though. I just don't think Forik can carry this. If the Gunnery Whites go down, maybe there's a chance, but it's like, what's going to kill them, apart from this one unit of Dragonback Slayers, which is quite easy to counter here for Void, although he does a load of friendly fire there on the tide, unfortunately. Queen Bess still has ammunition, of course, is up to 121 kills. The Miners doing a decent job in the back. It looks like the Sko Dogs are managing to push through them, though, to chase off the Rangers. And Forik Ironbrow doing decent work down here on the low ground amongst the Sirens, and he does cleanse the world of their filth. The Dragonback Slayer is going to continue to push. I really do think they have to just kill these Gunnery Whites. I mean, then there's the big crab, actually. I mean, the Slayers need to kill both the Gunnery Wights plus the Crab and allow for it to kill anything else. It seems rather unlikely considering the Slayers are down to just 30 models and a lone 19 Slayers here as well. Though they have forced their way past the Sirens, maybe looking to finish off Queen Bess for good, but she is out of ammunition now, not able to boogie and party anymore. Whilst engineers are somehow still alive here in the back, they're trying to support each other where possible. We do have Longbeards moving forward to intercept the Night Terrors, but Night Terrors, they live for this. They are anti-infantry beasts. They are disgusting. Their jaws slack and dangling. We do get, however, a flashbomb go down, lowering their melee defense and speed, as now the Warriors Fire Pass will come in to try to deal the death blow to them. Rangers are returning. We have Miners returning. Big Crabbo is hunting down Frolic Ironbrow. Army losses is starting to set in, and Void shall be making his way into this season's, or this, I suppose it's not even really a season, it's just a one-off at the moment, but hopefully we'll do more in the future. But he has made it into the Champion of Renowned finals here, and he will be taking on Razel tomorrow in a best-of-5 showdown. Well played to Mofit, though, as well to Hanadins. Those guys will be playing tomorrow as well in a showdown for 3rd place. Ooh, awesome game. Awesome game. The only magic damage unit is the Pig Gate Guard, yeah, which is really sad. I mean, you can obviously, like, buff some of your troops as well. Yeah, GG's, man. GG's. Very good game. Well played to both these guys. Decent, like, little Dowie build as well. I think the kind of not disengaged, but the split force idea kind of backfired a little bit, and it got picked upon. Like, the engineers spent the entire game in that central pocket trying to defend, like, what troops they had down there, and they needed to be with the rest of the army because they needed those fire rings on the Sirens and those shots going into the Gunnery Wights and Crabbo. Love this build from Void. Very good build. Big fan of this. Vampire Fleet Admiral got 447 damage value, 780 and 740 damage value on the Gunnery Wights, but assisting Queen Bess is, you know, you can't pay a price on that restock, right? 3,249 damage value, 148 kills, over 22k damage dealt. Beautiful play there by Void. Likewise, we have the Salt Lord Scuttlers, 96 kills, 1.2k damage value is pretty tasty. 1k on the Rotten Leviathan, 1.1 on the Night Terrors, and Skirdogs did a decent job in the back line with the mid-hundreds value. Zombie Gunnery Wights as well shot down a lot of range for a while, of 900 value themselves. Sirens didn't do too much, unfortunately. Kind of in the mid-hundreds for damage value, but hey, really impressive build. I like that build quite a bit. Now, for the Dwarfs, the Ironbreaker is only 61 damage value. That breaks my little Dowie heart. 550 value on Frolic Ironbrow. The Engineers both got 700 value, so they did okay. Just, I think they'd have been so much more useful supported by the main army. The Miners didn't do too much. The Dragonfire Pass got 441 value. The Longbeards really suffered. Look, there's 2 units of 0 kills. Oh, that's a... These guys are going to be going home, the survivors, to take the Slayer for sure. 66 kills in this unit, though, of 830 value. Fared a bit better. Slayers at 937 value and 1,107. The Rangers and the Crawlers, very low damage value, very low hundreds. And the Gyrocopters, unfortunately, just weren't able to... Gyrocopters are a very high risk, high reward against Vampire Coast, who've been a lot of Fellbats, and a lot of Salt Scuttlers and so forth, and Deck Droppers. And yeah, it just didn't pay off, unfortunately, the Gyrocopter Gambit. But I do love to see a bit of Dowie Air Force now and again. Did you well played? No, you were fine. I think you were fine. There were no violations of the white line? No, you're fine, yeah. He might have got my message too late. It was the deployment zone, where he was right next to the white line, but he moved the unit. GG, brilliant game plan from Void. That was really good. That was really nice. Dwarves just can't dig enough crossbows to drag them down. Void's name is now in the Great Book. It is true. He has slain many a day warrior before as well, so... we need to see that glory. You want an all-Slayer build? All-Slayer build would be fun. But, I mean, against this build, full Slayer would actually be really good. There's not that much to stop them, apart from the Sirens. You have to take down the Sirens. Dwarves do need, like, a rune which gives them magic attacks or something. Thanks for stream, Duck. See ya. No worries. See you tomorrow. Well done. Making it to finals. Awesome. So we'll also see Mofet back. He'll be taking on Hanadins for that 3rd place spot. And we have Void taking on Razel in the best of 5 finals. It's going to be a crazy stream tomorrow, like really crazy. But I'm looking forward to it. What do you think of a Doom stack of Cafe War junk balloons? I have no idea yet. I haven't got to test play anything or anything. Like, I've only seen what you guys have seen. So, I don't know. It depends how good they are. It'd be pretty cool to have like an Air Cafe build for sure. I think that'd be really awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. That was really good fun. Let's end the poll quickly. And then before you guys go, we have a challenge for you guys. Not only will we be returned tomorrow at 7 PM at GMT for the 3rd place game as well as the finals, but let's go on a raid. What I like to do at my number streams, I go raid someone, we all yell quack in their stream, and demand bread basically, and people get very confused. So let's see who's streaming. Turin's streaming, but he's streaming Age of Empires. So let's try and find a Total War Warhammer stream. If there isn't one, we'll send you over to the Age of Empires, but rather go for another... Another one. Someone's doing a Tyrion campaign. Oh, Dame is currently streaming. So, Dame's really awesome. She's a fantastic content creator, and was actually my pupil in the multiplayer tournament I did for Creative Assembly. So, let's send you over there. Boop. So guys, please do go over here and yell quack as much as possible. If you want more multiplayer action, I did drop a video not too long before this video. It's, before this live stream. It's really cool. It's Empire playing against Dark Elves. You got Eumenes in there, who's a fantastic player, against AC Maiden, who likewise is an amazing player. So if you want more player action, feel free to go check out my latest video. If not, here's a link to Dame. And feel free to yell quack at her as much as physically possible. Just yell quack, 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 and demand bread. She'll know exactly what it means. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a really good fun tournament so far. I'm looking forward as well to the finals tomorrow. But until next time, guys, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.